from Thunder Talk. This is what Thunder Talk did yesterday as well. It went for a 2-2 split. It didn't quite work out for them there because the circle didn't head up this way, but it does give them a ton of pressure on this side of the map. But already things are cracking on here in day 3 as we get our first knock of the tournament.
Yeah, Thunder Talk do have that hot drop. That is interesting, especially around that test track as well. We've got, looks like 3 or 4 teams maybe trying to find some points. I'm looking at the off angles as well coming on through. Arena, who are in this fight, actually have Mormon down all the way south in Long Garden. Really very far away. That's about 4 kilometers away from this one, maybe 3. I haven't quite got my ruler out just yet.
You lick a damage though, and at this early stage of the game, not like to get too healed up too quickly. 10k though very low, similarly does not have any meds on board, but quite a lot of nades here coming through for the Wolves. Only 2 minutes into the match. Arena, I think that there was a lot of talk about how this team is incredibly strong, very frightening team to go up against over in SEA, but here in the Gauntlet, they just really have not been displaying all that much.
Oh yeah, tranquilly.
10k
what a trade,
find the initial shot.
ಇಬ್ರು ಕಡೆನೂ ಡೌನ್
NC2
ಕೂಡ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಆತಂಕಿ ವಾಟ್ ಅನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರ ಆತಂಕಿ ಬಾಯ್ ಅಜಿ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ AK OP ಕೂಡ ನಾಕ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು AK OP ಕೂಡ
That is 2 players down, but they've got those recalls down on the south side, so Arena will rise
R8
again.
versus
In the meantime,
R8 versus
R8 on their doorstep. Blank, it looks like
Orangutan managed to find an elimination so far, and they get the res onto AKOP.
The difficulty here though is that it's 4 players basically on the same spot because already one went down.
Good one, Atanki. Atanki ba kya mara bhai? Don't knock.
Atanki has a angle on the side. We'll take down
2 finishers kuda bandiradu alli. R8 alli I think last 1 ansutte,
which they desperately needed from yesterday, dropping down quite a bit.
He's scored.
But they are up against Marth, who is a pretty mean fella. He's all on his lonesome.
Kara.
I mean, he's on his own right now, but this is what I was saying.
Kara.
Down like a bowling ball to
Kara in the year. Knock kuda AKOP kuda knock off finish.
Orangutan do have an outpost in Aru for those recalls, so they will be able to get those recalls.
That's bad agittu.
So now a 2v2, or rather a 1v1 for Orangutan and R8 on the inside here. They're off angles, looking to get those recalls going. Kara, they sidle on into the fight and they show that terrifying presence from yesterday.
Well, the tanky goes down. Prestige already sending
kuda
away
knock
for
ಆಗಿ
R8
ಫಿನಿಶ್
to
ಆಗಿರೋದು
get the
ಆರು
rest
ಬಾಕಿ ಇದಾರೆ
beaten off.
ಮಾರು ಆರು
But I thought there was only 3 players
APG
there for
ಬಂದಿರೋದು guys ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ APG ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾಕ್ ರೆಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾಕ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು
I was really low HP on one of the health bars. But yeah, they're not going to be there anymore.
Dog and top ibru kuda uldiradu, the goat and the universal MVPs ibru kuda ulkondirodu ali dog and
I don't think you want to get back into this
R8 revive kuda agirodu ante.
By the way, the APG.
Yeah. Actually, for
dog,
APG, that's a super tactical maneuver, which is to basically
guys in 1 minute back
over on that building. But in all realness, it does mean you get the res into
I think Kara ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಹೊಡಿತಾರ ಡಾಕ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಟಾಪ್ VP ಜೊತೆ ಫೈಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು VP ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕೂಡ ನಾಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಫ್ಯೂಸ್ VP I think last and refuse ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೂಡ ನಾಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡಲ್ಲಿ
I mean that is just refus, to be honest with you.
What is going on? Top and Ziola.
Guys, ಬೇಗ ಟೀಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಟೀಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಬೇಗ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Right, I think got res on top of. So this is why I think it was somewhat
GS fight ಅಲ್ಲಿ I think.
It looked terrible, but it was somewhat tactical because I think Top needed help.
Lemon versus Jafar. Lemon versus Jafar.
Parachutes.
Mad flip ने GS icon को knock कर finish. Bye
Jafar. It's a little bit tight, but they make it work.
Lemon no knock ಕೂಡ ತಗೊಂಡು finish ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು Jafar. A little shot down on the position.
OG on top 9.
Recall beacons just so
67 points.
And it's really what's
allowing things to happen here. The benefit for the teams who've already moved is that everybody else is busy fighting, earning a couple points. And central positions are up for grabs. It's Stadium with Ulf and Thundertalk as well, who moved very early on from Mayran.
For the Wolves, like, let's be real right now, 70 points is pretty good. I mean, they have been stutter stepping throughout this gauntlet stage.
Top 5 ತನಕನೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇವತ್ತು. Top 5 ತನಕನೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.
I think they're keeping up, and it's a North American team.
One the chicken dinner can
there's not been much pride in the North American scene in the international format in a while, but I think you can be very proud of these guys right now if you're a North American fan. 70 points is great. Obviously you also have Alpha 7 at 79.
Visgod.
I think that
Visgod AKP what a knock है. Carly Visco knock भी कर दिया.
Candidate.
Guys finish kuda bantu. Good one.
AKP
good one. America's at least for Alpha 7.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's everybody
else lives in
Brazil's shadow when it comes to the Americas region.
Yeah, exactly.
Still. So
I think
that's fair to say. I was crunching some numbers before the broadcast, and I took a look at several of the regions that looked played rather an 18 match set on this same map rotation.
Guys, rotational ಏನಾರ casualty ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
And in general, 7th place averaged out to just over 113 points blank. So that's really where we're looking at in terms of where we're thinking that bubble will be.
ULF versus TT, ULF versus TT.
And that seems to back that up.
I think ULF one they played
where these teams are going to end up. Anything over 120, you're looking fairly solid. Going to be pretty tricky actually today to make that up to 70, so maybe we'll see
what a knock eh? Scareface
taking down sighting, so the big hitter on the team
boy. You can
down for Thundertalk. Kara gets a recall off.
Kara
they're down towards
Kara was a Soji. Kara was a Soji.
Consistently rotating west away from one of the players from Kara. Maso keeps trying to get ahead
splash damage kuda bittu alle.
Take shots, but they keep
TT Ajay ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಈಗ support ಕೊಡೋಕೋಸ್ಕರ TT Ajay
at this point in time.
I think
Circle moves it towards the northwest side. So this is the first time we've really seen this portion of the map in quite a while here for Rondo. A bit of a different playstyle for some of our teams.
Yes. Come on.
These recalls still coming through thick and fast. Only one player down, and that is Sighting, who we saw just get eliminated.
Hey, dot HP.
Pull him back up. He's all the way away. Not in this fight at all. It's all up to AJ and Shing if they want to try and find some revenge here. And Scarface nearly goes down to the nade on the corner. AJ with another pop at it. Scarface relocates to the left corner here. And now plays back around the door frames. Third party's potential as Alpha 7 come on in from that north side. Look at Revo. Look at what he could do to Thundertalk here if they don't make a move now. AJ knows about it. And this is he's immediately breaking out and he's being picked up. That's what I was worried about. For Alpha 7 to come on through. Tries to steal the point away for Scarface, but he's putting himself in the firing line of Alpha 7 as well.
Third party bantu.
Yet again, trying to make their presence felt on the fight. Scarface on the door.
Yes, Ulf, good one.
Bit, but no, it was good. And it's did the night lines.
Good one.
Very, very good pickup there. I mean, a little bit of prediction gameplay going on from Scarface in terms of the run out, so good understanding of the map as well.
This ULF ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ fight guys.
Go towards Regnum Kai is currently playing alongside Ulf on this scenic view, the mountainside. Mad Bull's playing this game really quite slowly though on the northeast. Still waiting to make their move. And Kara continues to harass over towards OG. It's not really working out for either team on this one. I think OG just wants to disengage from this, but Kara is really not giving up at all. It's only two of their players. Both the players down towards the southeast side are just waiting for the recall beacon to come through. I don't know why Kara as a two-man is chasing down the four-man squad from OG. It's very interesting.
OG versus VPN fight bitta anta.
They've got the recalls coming through, so
zone damage.
See if they can keep this all going down. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out for them. They spotted one, they spotted two. CEO. I mean, he did them dirty earlier. It looks like they want to do it again here. You said you wondered why they were chasing them down. Maybe they smelt blood in the water. Those flushes come through.
It's a point,
CEO going to be able to pick up the loot. Still, the recall beacons are here though, Blank, and it's still possible for Orangutan to get their team back up. It's a bit of a mission now. The recall beacons much less accessible as the zones start to shrink. We're into stage 2, so we can break out to a blue zone recall. I think that's what WizGod's going for now.
I think he buy thoda ruko na.
Bold play from Kara. I think OGs didn't understand it was just 2 players.
Anytime, every time, guard
moving away from them. Again, I think for Kara, fair enough. So you're just happy to take the 2v4. But the fact there's no turnaround was a bit odd, in my opinion.
Yeah, well.
Either way, OGs. Yeah, I mean, they get themselves back
guys,
up to speed, moving through the circle again, over towards that north side. Not terrible. They get to the backside of Joutin as well, so there is possibility to move through here undetected.
The circle moves a little bit closer to that north side of Joutin that you were talking about. Orangutan being currently the only occupants of that stadium is also a major feature, Blank. The buildings that overlook it, really important. Very difficult to maneuver. I think Regnum Kaya's position for the walls right now. I'm looking at the middle of the map. Regnum Kaya hold the buildings to the south of that concourse, of that main strip down to the stadium. And the walls currently sit on that road. And that is going to be pretty difficult to maneuver.
Lambor.
7 on the northwest edge. I actually quite like this spot from them. They can control a lot of area down towards the south side. A lot of open ground, a lot of good sightlines for them. Equally, moving across from that east side is a little bit difficult versus Alpha 7. So it's not a terrible spot. Obviously, it's not direct center in the circle, but it's off the back of this one. Get some presence on the northwest side. 2 shots from Levi's.
Wow, what a trade. MG3
there is a whole assault squad coming through.
And one more knock.
Spray downs for Nate. Not going to connect for another. Virtus Pro able to get some points earned as they trek on into the west side of the blue zone. Where they have had their fair share of strife.
Maro na.
A little bit further from available.
One
has to stand up against the entirety
last
of
one.
Him down, and they're not going to waste
and
any
I think
time.
it's finished on both teams.
40 Xavier, that's going to leave them on 1 player alive.
Last one, DX, last one.
Completely separate from this fight. He's nowhere to be seen.
VP
definitely not going to be possible for him, surely.
Hey boy, गाड़ी से चल गए.
They do get a recall.
They found it. He's on top of one.
Yeah. He's good to go. Aragon.
Good one.
Versus R8 right now, doing not a terrible job.
Come on, R8.
Moves around the side. We'll get
Maro.
finish on one
Easy.
As well as Malloy.
Easy.
Immediately backs up the team.
Yes, come on, yeah. Good one, R8.
As the blue continues to envelop.
Test pass.
R8
Pro cannot find the opening, and they will go down. Our first full squad wipe comes through.
APG से सारी जी मारो APG कितने टाइम चाहिए तुमको कम बैक करेंगे वो knock out.
They're all bunched up in and amongst those crates.
You will knock out
a lot of knocks in their way. Brilliant angle, but Zol, a huge there towards Regnum Kaya. 2 of them immediately
मारो.
rescue mission necessary now. Silas and
Dot HP क्या मारा भाई.
And Zol gets across a sliver of HP. Healing can be
Good
done.
one. Come on, APG.
That allowed
I refuse by Q.
cut in half.
Idhar se
big opener for Zol.
This is what allows APG to make these sort of plays.
Kara ಮತ್ತೆ
quite disrespectful to a lot of angles, to a lot of teams. I mean, making that cross there is most of the time a death sentence, right?
Top.
So the fact that he goes for that is a bit wild. But I think APG, more than anyone right now, understands they need massive games. And they're already up to 7 eliminations. They can push this further from the position they're in. But I think at this point in time, you're probably more concerned with keeping players alive now. And I think that at 7 Elans now, you can sort of slow the game down a little bit. Get
guys, India flag spam ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇಗ India flag spam ಮಾಡಿ.
Great. you know, that's going to put you in a position for the rest of the day to catch up. I said at the end of yesterday, the APG needed a massive game on Rondo for me to even consider them having a chance getting into the top 7.
It is a very, very treacherous road. We talked about it yesterday, right? They did so much on day 1. They were able to keep things going on day 2 with, again, a solid performance, but not as bombastic. Limelight was stolen by Kara, but Thundertalk up to 120 points.
Bro, OGs, you have a chance to go for top 7 here
on the bubble. It's pretty unthinkable that they would drop down.
Hey, Aru, good one, Aru. Oh, trade bhi aa gaya Aru ko. Kidhar se?
With this fight, APG.
Bye, we scored.
Fronts here, Doc having a crack at
it. Bye.
That's not gone well for Orangutan. Both of their 1v1s do fall by the wayside. Now Kara, they're still ever present in these engagements. Opposer wants to find Doc, not landing the spray. All right.
Oh my God, this guy's the
Doc Maro, Doc Maro na Karo ko.
Moves on side, he's still taking shots, gets a good chunk over towards Poser, and he is peeking up and down, left and right, and Nate finally does the trick. Marso from the sidelines will put the final nail in the coffin there for Doc.
Thinking Nedi ikadeinda Kara.
Over towards top.
Kara ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ guys, ಅದೊಂದು ಕಿಲ್ಲು ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಿ ಕಿಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Last player for OG, and another nade connects. He's still got more. He's very, very focused on this one. I think Kara have smelt something there.
I don't know.
Why are they nading us? What's going on? Must be a guy in that corner.
Guys, OG could have finished one, I think.
Doesn't matter who it comes from. Again, Kara just racking up these elims. 8 already blank. They are level now with Thundertalk.
Yeah, I mean, for Kara, they should have that info. And you are absolutely right there that for Kara, they should assume that if they're nading that building, there's got to be a player inside of it. So Marso is quick on the uptake, will send a nade across himself.
Flash damage?
He gets a little bit of damage. Yeah, now he reveals a player inside that building, and Kara can focus on removing him. Considering he's on the north side as well, it's a good idea to get him out of the picture quickly. The arena though, getting far into this game. I mean, Max might want to see a chicken dinner out of these guys. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I think I'm more focused on towards Wolves right now on the south end of the stadium. This could be a fantastic game for them to solidify a position up towards the top of the tables in that top 7.
Absolutely, it would be brilliant to be able to jump on up there. As you say, 7th place bubble right now is
another Kara or another rotation anta hodre it's good
for OG. Those placements are going to come through. Mad Bulls though pushing into the north side over the walls. That is going to be a big challenge over on that area. Those buildings about to get hot over on the east side. Burning out with a Molotov around 7, making it plenty hot for DK.
Kya bhai? Atanki, good one. Kill chura liya bhai. Atanki bhai ne.
Atanki actually takes shots and
good one, Atanki, good one bhai. Aji good yaar.
Just great news for the point score total for OG. You know, grab those points.
Come on.
You absolutely can.
Paji. Aurek.
4 elims now. Just making some mad sprays through the smokes.
Kidhar se mar rahe hain unko.
Tries to provide that healing, a real medic station on this side of things, but Guizao wants to send in the nade.
Looks go long, but it does get the read onto Kevin. Now just the one player for Alpha 7 to roll down, and he goes straight through the smoke. Blind as a bat, but on with the senses.
Gaya. Thank you, Paji.
Able to run them through. Alpha 7 pick up a squad wipe. Another team goes down. Ooh, Tanky just diverts in time for the nade to not connect. I wonder if Kara spotted that one.
Ulf.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think they. Well, it's Ulf actually sees it. That will be OG going down here in 9th. Quite a few teams underneath them as well, looking to chase. You got Ulf, GS, E-Arena, Regnum Kaya, but they're only on 2 players. They had a fairly strong position, but Ulf was able to pretty much dismount them off that earlier on.
Ulf.
That and the fact that APG took down 2 of their players. So, like I said, very disrespectful play from them. But I think that APG is one of the teams that actually gets away with that type of thing more often than not.
Ulf.
Bulls moving in.
Mad? 2 players
gone down. The Wolves, they've been here for a while. You can't just move in and expect to take a building from them. No way, no how. But they still have to deal with Flip, who's doing a lot against them. Will find nearly 2. Doran goes very, very low, but can't quite get the rest of the distance. No more recall beacons as well. They have been shut off a little bit earlier. That's brilliant for the Wolves to stay as 4, and now they're up to 7 elims.
A7.
Yeah, I think for Wolves that was a big test, right? Versus Mad Bulls, and it's gone very well. They tried to assault the building, sure, so they had the defenders advantage, but still, I think for Wolves, that's a very, very nice thing to see. And again, I think for a team like Wolves, who maybe worries about their performance, and I think particularly those types of teams from North America do get a little bit stressed at the start of the day. Getting that motivation, getting that clear vision at the beginning of things as you head into those final 6 matches is actually a massive positive marker for them. I think for Wolves, this could be a huge deal getting in towards the top 7.
Easy.
Absolutely. They are champing at the bit for that opportunity. A direct qualification spot would be monumental for well, to be honest, it's the least North American.
Top 7 ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಲೀಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಾರಿ ಲೀಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ आज इसलिए क्या मारा भाई
That is true.
Need. मार दिया ए भाई
Marso's going to give it a good go. Steps up.
Serious क्या मूवमेंट कर दिया भाई तुमने मार्सो
What are you doing? There's a man in your face. You're preoccupied with getting a flush. I don't know what that was about.
Guys, Kara Marso and Kara CEO ಇಬ್ಬರೇ ಹೊಡಿತಿರೋದು.
He's alone atop the mountain here, trying to play up against Kara on his own.
ULF, you been? IGL Q bye.
Then Wolf sends the Molotov down, tries to burn out a player underneath him.
Yes, someone says DRX. DRX ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಗುರು?
I think that, you know, Ulf, high ground. These two things go hand in hand a lot of times. So I think for Ulf, particularly I would probably predict them getting the chicken dinner off this game. If I'm quite honest, I really do like their prospects, and they've shown in the past they can make this work as well. It does feel like a lot of specific things have to line up for Ulf, though. In the meantime, we have these nades barreling towards Kara, creating small craters in the ground as GS attempt to assault this position. They're desperate.
Zed Wolf, solo hold against Kara. He's got that immediate smoke pot, got the shot around the corner, but can't quite land it. Steps a little bit funny on the wrong, twists an ankle, can't connect. Second chance maybe, but now there's 2 of them, and there's the back to deal with as well. Zed Wolf dizzy there as Kara mounts to the summit of the hill. Look to try and challenge Wolf across the way.
In first place now with 123 points. You thought Kara were done yesterday? It's not the case. 11 elims on this game, 23 points. Thunder Talk need to reclaim their position at the top of the tables here, John.
चलो लास्ट है
They would have loved to have gone a little bit further. Sorry, Kara. Preoccupied with Zed Wolf. It doesn't matter. Marcel's not done with you yet.
Hi, Mikey, bro. Hi, Mikey, मेरी जान. Hi. 10 eliminations से ले.
It is just. It's not stopping. For domination. And there's 10 elims for Ulf. The 2 Wolf logos from Turkey. Looking to try and go head to head, mountain to mountain. Who will be the king of the hill at the end of it, though? All far more central.
Wolfig beda chicken dinner.
With a decent run up.
Come on, Kara, chicken dinner.
And it's open ground towards Ulf.
Honestly, I think that the biggest threat here is Alpha 7. And the fact that they could backstab on this one because I think Ulf's going to be very preoccupied with Kara. But this is where I want to see the follow-through. I need to see the follow-through come through from Ulf here. I really do like this team. I think in the past I was very disappointed with them because I think Scarface is an awesome player, one of the best long-range specialists in the entire game. Aaron's such a cool up-and-comer, very, very skilled. Ketch was MVP multiple times in the past.
Guys,
and you got Solus, who's just been around for donkey's years at this point, all the way back on Digital Athletics. So I think for Ulf, I want to see some follow-through here because I think they found some renewed invigoration over towards PMSL EU. Let's see that continue here.
Support karo na bhai, Mikey bhai.
That's what we're looking for.
Share karo.
Survival for Sighting. He is hiding down low behind the bumper of that vehicle.
Still here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I don't imagine he's getting too much further. I wonder if people know about his position, though. That's what I'm worried about for teams not thinking about a solo on this angle.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of hiding.
Top 11 ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ next match 10 points 15 points ಬೇಕು ಓಡಿದ್ರೆ top 7 ಬರ್ತೀವಿ.
It felt like there was a sudden change match ಹೊಡಿಬೋದಿತ್ತು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. OG where they started just roaming around, the OG were able to take them out.
ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು.
I'm not sure. I think Thunder Talk
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇವರು ಬೇಗ ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
they kind of felt like they'd done enough, and then
ಗಾಯ TT
the
ಫಿನಿಶ್.
gameplay has faltered from there. Goose is able to find sighting on that angle though, and we'll take him down. Now Alpha 7 is moving up.
Wolf
At the same time, whilst Kara sends grenades over towards Ulf, so this is a very, very difficult hold for Ulf right now. A battle on two fronts.
7 have made the crash actually up towards this hilltop. A difficult approach, but it's been allowed to go through.
Kara kuda bande. Kara
They're still playing
Come
as
on,
three.
Kara.
Ulf do have Kara to worry about though. A potential for that one to get a little bit more messy. This south side needs to conclude as well, as nades from Kara make Ulf's life harder on this hold. Rebel and Grease out. Already up, but Obscure is playing anchor. Scarface wants to stop him from doing just that. There he goes with the blue zone at his back. Needs to win that spray trade. Forces Scarface off the angle. And can't go down to the blue here. Alpha 7 can't afford to lose it. But they do have their side angle taken out. And now it's just the two of them playing in the rocks. Looking for something. Gaya. Coming through. And the shotgun starts to rain hell from above. Greasel not done just yet. He drops for a second, but Solus on the drop spray is able to find it. Ulf lose one in the process, but they take away a major competitor.
It's a quick finish as well. I mean, they needed that over towards Alpha 7. Yes, they lose one player, but they set up the smokes nicely. Ketch has been waiting for this push for the longest of time, but they just had to do it with 3 on that side versus Alpha 7. It was imperative that they finish that fight as quick as possible. But now Wolves have a massive amount of space to play with on this eastern side. They continue to push this in. Obviously, this position on the hillside is very, very strong and will remain strong for the next minute or so. But I do think for Ulf, there needs to be consideration of dealing with Kara soon. I like that Kara have this outpost in post as well. Pretty much a large high
Kara
ground
0
looking over to where Wolf is playing.
Utilities nodi guys.
What Kara likes to do a lot here, what we've seen a lot of times with them, is get an initial knock onto the other team inside the lobby and then full push on their opponents whilst they know the other team's preoccupied. It's quite a smart maneuver and it requires you to be very confident in your own gameplay. But Kara right now, that's what they are.
I'm just looking at the utility at the top of the screen there, Blank, and just see how stacked the Wolves are on it. The question is, can they hold out against this high ground for long enough?
क्या है भाई पोजर का एंगल देखो.
There you go. With Batten finding that opening knock. Playing up on the wall, though, that
See
should
you
be
on
wrestled
Poser.
by Coops. I mean, look at the number of smokes they've got. They should be able to play that one. As Marso does take a tick of damage. Off angle for Wolves yet again.
No, Marso.
Blue zone will push him off fairly soon.
ULF ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಲೇಬೇಕು
one player down, potentially time to try and get rid of the storm on their side. But Kara, she takes a 2-2 on this one. They know they can play this one out slightly slower.
Finish good
on, bro. Going to pull down over towards Wolves, and I think realistically, if all the players headed over towards this, would be a lot nicer. Yes, they'd have less, but
stage 8.
When it's teams coming off from the hillside, you really
see you last.
Wolves 3, it's still doable.
2 bullets.
Kara stepping back into the blue, taking a lot of damage for it. CEO Poser's position now, very, very tenuous. Getting around the back of the rock, going to be very, very tricky. They might just have to go for the crash. They don't have any smoke to cover them either.
Position ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು position. I think ತತ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇರನ್.
Just fighting for that second place.
ನೇಡು ಇಲ್ಲ bro. ನೇಡು ಇದ್ರೆ
Rock's now starting to become a bit of a prison for our teams. As the circle closes, it'll go dead center blank, and that's just on the roadside, right in front of the wall doorstep.
Nice
that's
shots.
what you're looking for.
Troops
and Doran open up the cannons, and there is the backup as well. CEO flushed away, and now it's
bro. Kara throw.
Chicken throw. And stop them from getting anything more done, but no. Kara denied.
Chicken throw kiya Kara ne. Chicken throw kiya.
Doran will take down Marso, and that will leave us down into just the 2 teams. But a great shot from Ketch over towards Doran. The headshot is strong. Now it's just 2 players here, all in the same location. If Ulf can get the smokes down, get up with some utility, potentially there's some good to be done, but only one more smoke left in the pocket. No more utility remaining. They have to do it dry here, John.
And they're going to be walking into a wall of grenades as well as bullets as they go on in for the fight. They need to beat, and they are playing house right now. The Wolves can construct a compound for themselves with those emergency cover flares, and there is just nothing that they can do about it. The Wolves, the battle of the Wolves at the end as well. All of the logos repping the dogs, but it is the US champions to come on through at the end of the match. What a close down for this game.
I mean, actually, the first time we've seen emergency flares being used quite well there in terms of the emergency cover. I don't think we see it used very well a lot of times. But right there, that actually was good. You know, it gave them a lot of angles to play off the back of. I think North America is going to be very happy with the way that one played out. But yeah, really, really well played. I think for the Wolves, it was that slight mistake of taking that off angle on the side. I don't think that was as necessary as they thought it was, particularly with where the circle was ending up. But again, it's hindsight is 2020 in those situations. Still for Kara and Ulf.
Bro. Hello. Hello, Bito. Bito. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬ್ರೋ. ಬಂದೆ. रुको आते.
Still for Kara.
Infinite 2, which is always very fun to see. Wolves, very early fights they took in Neox Factory, right? Able to hold off that position away from E Arena and actually winning that fight early on. They're moving behind on the eastern side into the city portion of Stadium. And as Blank said at the end of that casting there, Nipchura, finally using good emergency cover flares, which is so rare to see, it feels like. Finally, salvation is real. The cover flare meta is now real. Let's go.
Yes, it took them a little bit of time to kind of figure out how to best use them, but it really felt like they got their own. They got into the mojo of things right with this game. Really, really nice cover flares coming on through from lots of different teams as well. So very excited, but man, Wolves finally. We've been wanting to see it all 3 days. We finally see it now, just when they needed it. And honestly, it was really well played. I mean, okay, it was.
ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಬೇಕಾ ಟೈಮ್ 57 ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಂದೆ
सर जी सपने स्किप नहीं सिप करो सिंपली विजिट kotakmf.com/MrSIP और सीखो SIP के साथ कैसे हो सकते हैं आपके सपने पूरे सिस्टमैटिकली। और
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
परफॉर्मेंस में भी मुझे देखने के लिए मिलता है। अब मैं आपसे ये जानना, तो आपके हिसाब से हमें क्या एक नया चेंज देखने के लिए मिला? क्योंकि देखिए आखिरी मैच है, बहुत सारे स्ट्रैटेजी देखने के लिए मिलता है। अब मैं आपसे ये जानना, तो आपके हिसाब से हमें क्या एक नया चेंज देखने के लिए मिला? क्योंकि देखिए आखिरी मैच है।
the boys
मैच है
record ಇದೆಯಾ on the boys
मैच है
record ಇದೆಯಾ Shadow Vortex is oh hello bro hello on the boys Shadow Vortex is oh hello bro hello you know A power Congo for 1000 finishes. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. More to go, bro. More to go. A power Congo for 1000 finishes. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. This 8 like ಆಗಿದೆ ಬೇಗ 10 likes ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಬೇಗ come on. More to go. A power Congo for 1000 finishes. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, I think 9 legs ಆಗಿದೆ. Come on, one more. Guys, I think 9 legs ಆಗಿದೆ. Come on, one more. ಆದರೂ ಗುಡ್ ಒನ್ ಬ್ರೋ ವೂಲ್ಫ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು ಗೈಸ್ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ವಾವ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ವೇಟ್ ಬ್ರೋ ನಾನೇ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಸೇವರ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಒಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬ್ರೋ ನೀನು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲೇಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಲೈಕ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಕಮ್ ಆನ್ Godlike. Let's see Godlike recap. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಯಾರ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿದೆ Godlike recap? ಓ ಬಿಗ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಇದೆ ಹಾಯ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಬ್ರೋ ಬ್ರೋ Godlikeದು ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ನೋಡೋದೋ ಬೇಡವಾ ಹೇಳು ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತೈತಾ ವಾಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕು ಬ್ರೋ Godlikeದು ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ನೋಡೋದೋ ಬೇಡವಾ ನಂದೇನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಗುಡ್ Godlike recap ನಿನ್ನ ಫೇವ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೀಮ್ Godlike recap ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ನೋಡೋಣ बिग 2025
अरे हे लिंबू मिरची कशाला? प्रोटेक्शन, प्रत्येक संकटापासून ट्रकचं रक्षण, समजलं? आणि इंजिनचं ड्युराशील टेक्नॉलॉजी वालं कॅस्ट्रॉल CRB टर्बो मॅक्स प्लस 1,20,000 किलोमीटर टेस्टेड, म्हणजे बेस्ट ऑइल गॅरंटीड.
ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಲೈವ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ನೋಡು, ಲೈವ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Hey bro. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Let's watch. ನೋಡುವ recap. Come on. I think pinpoint ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಎಡಿಟ್. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅದು ಬಿಗ್ ಸಿಂದ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೈಕ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅವಾಗ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು.
कौन मॉप निकाला, एक और खिलाड़ी वीकल लेके आएगा और उसको भी उन्होंने डाउट किया. एक बार फिर से वो अपनी टीम के लिए सेवियर का रोल करेंगे. चलो बैन करने के लिए जाने वाले हैं, सामने वो खिलाड़ी वॉट.
स्टार्टिंग ಎರಡು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್
बहुत ही ज्यादा ऊपर, बहुत ही अलग तेज के साथ ये फाइट लेते हुए जॉनसन उनके
ऐसा लड़के पूरा नॉक करता है.
वो कमरे के लिए कितनी बेहतर ग्रेनेड, जॉनसन द मैन विद द गोल्डन नेम, वो यहाँ पर तैयार हो चुका है ये मैच, और इस मैच के साथ साथ टीम किस तरीके से वो शुरुआत करेगी. हर टीम एक अलग माइंडसेट, एक अलग मेंटालिटी के साथ, और उस मेंटालिटी में ये सबसे पहला गेम, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, डे 1 गेम 1 फिनाले का हम लोगों के सामने. निशाना है तो वो है किस तरफ?
4 से 5 टीम हम देख पा रहे हैं. अगर यहाँ पे आप ओपन में रोटेशन कर रहे हो बहुत मुश्किल रहेगा, और ये बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन बम की तरफ से कि सीधा कवर्स की तरफ जाते हैं. अगर डिले करेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम होगा. प्रॉब्लम हुआ उससे फर्क यहाँ से सर्वाइव करके आगे जा पाना वो बहुत मुश्किल कर रहे हैं. जॉनसन द लास्ट मैन स्टैंडिंग नॉट फॉर लॉन्ग.
ಮೂರೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎರಡು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ 3 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್
और तुम मैन डाउन हो गया, क्लच को नहीं होता तो परफेक्ट शॉट को मार नहीं सकते थे क्योंकि पंप खाली हो गया था.
आगे पहले मैच के बाद
क्या है गैस प्रीमियम यार गुरु बत्तियां
थैंक यू सो मच रंकी। ये सानोक बहुत कुछ बताने वाला है इस मैच के बारे में, आज के दिन के बारे में, इस टूर्नामेंट के बारे में, बिकॉज जो टीम्स अभी पीछे हैं वो मोमेंटम की तलाश सानोक द मैप ऑफ कमबैक से करेंगी।
जाते वो बाकी सिंथेटिक हिट के खिलाड़ियों को देख पाएंगे पर एडमिनो उन्होंने दूसरी को यहाँ पर डाउन किया। सिंथेटिक हिट मौका उनके पास था पर अब वो मौका उनके पास नहीं रहने वाला।
दोनों मैचेस खराब थे बट इस मैच में वो जज्बा दिख रहा है, वो टीम वर्क दिख रहा है। बट यहाँ पे जियोन डाउन तो किया जरूर, बट जोनाथन को देखिए क्या प्लेयर साबित होते हुए।
मैं एक बहुत ही हार्ड हिटिंग फैक्ट बोलूंगा अभी, बताइए। ऐसा लोग बोलते हैं, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ अगेन, कि ये बेंच जो लैन इवेंट में आकर के एडमिनो खेलता नहीं, अच्छा ये करता है वो करता है, तो उसके लिए कुछ बोलो यार। क्या क्या सीन है, बोलो यार। क्या यही आपका जवाब है? पंग भाई क्या लगता है इस बार?
दूसरी तरफ अंडर गॉड की पुकार, देखना ये कि बेहतर खेलता हुआ नजर कौन आएगा, लेकिन एडमिनो का नेड और वो आगे बढ़ के एक और नॉक निकालेंगे। ये खिलाड़ी अपने आप को एक बार फिर से प्रूव करता हुआ नहीं मिला है। जो भी लेके थोड़ा पीछे गए थे बट फिर वो बहुत ज्यादा लोगों ने कनेक्शन अभी भी वो जो एचपी उनकी वो कम रहेगी, लेकिन ये बेहतर ग्रेनेड जॉनसन को छोड़ करके इस मौके पर आई है। सिर्फ ब्लैक के साथ मार करके रुके, ये था फूल। ये इनके पास एक बहुत बड़ा मौका होगा। वॉट आर्मी एक नई टीम पहली बार लैन इवेंट पर आई है। कैंडल चैलेंजिंग द सन के साथ ये फाइट देते हुए जॉनसन उसकी एचपी काफी कम, बट दैट डजंट स्टॉप हिम। डैमेज अपने टीममेट को भी दिया,
वहाँ पे मिला नहीं। अब बचे हुए दो खिलाड़ी, क्या वो अपने आप को संभाल पाएंगे? मैक उन्हें यहाँ पे डाउन किया जाएगा सिर्फ की तरफ से। क्या वो दो खिलाड़ियों को डाउन किया? जी हाँ, I am damn sure कि कंपटीशन का लेवल बहुत ऊपर जा चुका है, but I see this is still too close. First and second, they're so close.
Nakago hit, Nakago hit, God like awesome, baby!
Rivalry भैया सबके ऊपर आते हुए जॉनसन का कवर, जॉनसन का बैकअप, तो खिलाड़ी को दरअशाई करते हुए ये खिलाड़ी रिप्ले की तरफ अगर हम बातचीत करें तो जॉनसन सर्कल के अंदर, सीके सर्कल के बाहर, कोई मौका मिला नहीं। एक एक करके आए और एक एक करके बाहर किए।
अपना आगे जाना है। नेक्स्ट सर्कल्स फॉर्मिंग और इस नेक्स्ट सर्कल के साथ साथ ये बैटल ये अपने अंजाम पर पहुंचने के लिए तैयार जरूर है। एक घर के अंदर घुसे हैं 4 धुरंधर और वो खात्मा तो करना चाहेंगे ही। एक एक करके चुन चुन के ढूंढ ढूंढ के धुन धुन के इम्पैक्ट खत्म करते हुए सिंप का बंडा सिंपल बैन में चीजें बहुत टेस्टी लगती है।
सोल की तरफ से क्या वो बच पाएंगे? ग्रेनेड फेंके गए, डजंट मैटर, उससे पहले ही बम गए और बाहर किए यहाँ पे टीम सोल को। को डाउन किया है बट जंप शॉट एडमिनो सामने, रिफ्लेक्स ऑन टॉप, एडमिनो है उनका नाम। अकेला देख के फायर समझाए, क्या वाइल्ड फायर है, वाइल्ड फायर। बट
बस अभी तो गेम की शुरुआत है। लीवाई को भी किया डाउन, ले लीजिए, वही सब कुछ है। बस टीम को वो तो करना चाहते हैं, वो तो अटैक करना चाहते हैं, बट सिर्फ का स्प्रे वहां पे गॉड लाइक ने यहाँ पे कमाल किया है। जॉनसन ने कमाल किया है। कम से कम अगर जॉनसन देख रहा था माने तो कैसे, लेकिन थोड़ा बच के थोड़ा हटके, क्योंकि सामने अगर कोई है तो वो है आशुतोष। रुकिए जरा, देखिए जरा,
बूफेबाजी की रील्स क्वीन, खाने से पहले फोटो की शौकीन, और कुछ
TikTok for my Insta. Wow. Ow.
एसिडिटी डोंट वरी, इनो है ना। एसिडिटी हो इनो देख लेगा ना यार। मैडम सबने स्किप नहीं, सिप करो। सिंपली विजिट kotakmf.com/MrSIP और सीखो SIP के साथ कैसे हो सकते हैं आपके सपने पूरे सिस्टमैटिकली।
और आप?
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
नमस्कार केमोराचे कोलकाता, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Realme BGIS 2025 Grand Finals Day number 3.
हे गणराय तेरे बिना मैं आदि स्तुताय कहाँ चला मैं। हे गणराय तेरे बिना मैं आदि स्तुताय कहाँ चला मैं।
और भी जो गेम नहीं करे ना, अपनी बेंच जो तुमको एक्शन करना है, जो करना है, खड़ा होकर फॉर्म कर बोलना है, वो सब कर लियो। वो दिखाएगा कि हाँ बेंच ये अलग ही माइंडसेट के साथ है। वो माइंडसेट ही तो आज खत्म करना है बाकी टीमों का।
लेकर के आगे जाते हुए नजर आए, वो भी टूट को ले रहा था, बैक फॉर द बॉल भी मूव था। जॉनसन से बचोगे तो बचोगे कैसे? हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक उनके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पांसिबिलिटी। पंग आगे बढ़ेंगे, इस बार जॉनसन आगे बढ़ेंगे और एक और गाड़ी, और इन्हें भी इस मैच से हम मारते हुए देख पाएंगे। क्या ये कनेक्शन टूटेंगे? ट्राई पूरा और वो फायदा हुआ। एटलीस्ट आईसीएल लड़ रहा है इस टीम के लिए। टीम वर्सेटाइल, दे आर फाइटिंग अगेंस्ट द शोर और एडमिनो का वो स्प्रे इस पावरफुल।
Kolkata, make some noise for the last game of the day!
Realme BGIS 2025 की शुरुआत भी हुई थी एरैंगल के साथ और अंत भी एरैंगल के वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड पे भी होने वाला है। पर शुरुआत इस टूर्नामेंट की हुई थी होप्स के साथ, शुरुआत इस टूर्नामेंट की हुई थी ड्रीम्स के साथ, शुरुआत इस टूर्नामेंट की हुई थी रिडेम्पशन की एक नई कहानी लिखने के साथ और अंत कुछ सपनों के टूटने के साथ होगा। बाकी प्लेयर्स को कॉल दिया, हर प्लेयर अपने साथियों के साथ आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश करता हुआ। हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक को इस फाइट के अंदर जीतना पड़ेगा, बट गाड़ियां अटकी है, किस्मत अटकी है। हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक का काफिला क्या वो यही और अगर हिटमैन की बात करें तो वो थोड़े लाचार जरूर है, क्योंकि वो अकेले खिलाड़ी बस स्टेज में वो आगे बढ़ती है और इम्पोर्टेंट थ्रो। एडमिनो एक बार फिर से अपनी टीम की डूबती हुई नैया को बचाया इस खिलाड़ी ने। बस दिक्कत की बात ये है कि सर्कल में अभी भी जाना पड़ेगा, तो उनका प्रेशर वो किसको ले जा पाएंगे किसको नहीं, ये देखने वाली बात है। उनके भी बहुत कम और ये लीजिए व्हीकल के ऊपर बिठा के टिम को वो जोन के अंदर ले जाना चाहते हैं। स्टेज 4 है, डैमेज उतना ज्यादा नहीं, बट जॉनसन उनको बचाया नहीं जा पाएगा और एडमिनो हैड ऑफ टू द बट पंक वो यहाँ पे डाउन हुए। मुश्किलें अभी बहुत बढ़ती हुई। एडमिनो ही इज द लास्ट man standing guard for long और ये सिर्फ एक क्रैक नहीं, ये उम्मीदों को टूटती हुई आवाज है जो हम सब सुन पा रहे हैं।
Extreme godlike, एक बार फिर से वो सपना ट्रॉफी उठाने का अभी भी मात्र सपना है। BMPS में वो कोशिश की गई जहां पर वो ट्रॉफी उठा सकते थे, पर वो ट्रॉफी नहीं आया। रियलमी BGS 2025 जहां एक बार फिर से पूरी कोशिश करी कि वो अपनी टीम को वो ट्रॉफी दिला कर जाए, पर वो ट्रॉफी एक बार फिर से उनके आंखों के सामने से कोई और उठा कर गया।
तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा, अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा। देखेंगी तेरी राहें प्यासी प्यासी निगाहें, तो मान ले तू मान भी ले कहना मेरा, लौट के तुझको आना है। सुन ले कहता दीवाना है, जब तेरा दर्शन पाएंगे चैन तब हमको पाना है। मोरिया मोरिया मोरिया
ರೂಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ देखते हो क्या? मैच स्टार्ट हो गया, ನಿಮಿಷ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನೋಡುವ।
Yes.
OG with an outpost on the south side, close to Aragon for Virtus Pro. With the buggy there, I mean, the runner is possible, but it's towards the opponent. If you get pressured, I feel like that buggy might just be a little bit of a bait to try and go for. Maybe a run out the back would be better. And yeah, I think this is a wise reposition.
Maro, Atanki.
Already there are shots ringing out through it. Deragon gets spotted as well. Atanki actually being borne down upon. No, Milky Way not going to go in for that fight.
Baji. Chance.
Face finding Silas. In fact, that's from all through Dead Central, and they will find the flush as well.
ULF versus
around
RG
school
fight
at the moment, both teams going toe to toe. Scarface up close and personal right now with them, but a good shot from Wild around the corner just taps him on the shoulder and will send him spinning.
ULF, DRX.
School for now.
Kashta hai top 6 kuda.
Lesson for taking down their IGL, but now Zedball
chicken dinner bandre match no.
Maybe we'll see
everything will
a little bit more.
Chicken dinner chahiye bas.
If you're a Regnum Kaya fan.
Arena
moving in to try and get the res, but they are still under pressure by DX Xavier and Tony K. He tries to take shots, but doesn't realize the threat is a lot closer to home.
Mad Ball's taking out most of those elims, by the way. DX Xavier denied quite a bit there, actually.
I think not done सकते हैं। OG come on तुम्हारे पास बहुत मौका है, बहुत good one OG
smell blood in the water and will be sending across in the meantime.
Guys, you have all the chances, guys. OG third party करने के लिए
elimination of the match. OG does find an entryway off the back of that third party.
Third party chance ಇದೆ OG
They are going to be moving towards Ulf if they want to go any further north.
Guys, ಈ ಕಾರ ಅದರ ಏನು ಕಾಟ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೀರಾ OG
could potentially be an opening advantage. Actually, okay, they're dying straight across the road, straight between school and the compounds to the southwest. They're playing out in the open fields now, playing this ditch that, I mean, if you've played in these headshot hills for any amount of time, you're very familiar with the border that lies to the south side. We'll protect them a little bit from Mad Balls. The question is how long and how tenable will it be as teams crunch in on the area?
Yeah, another quick rotate from as well from the other two players. They got the anchor down and then they pull the rest of the team across to them. I think that was a fairly decent play coming through from OG as well. I mean, they see that DX Xavier is under threat. They immediately roll over that way. They can see that a lot of that area has been taken. It was multiple teams going down, so they assume that area was fairly clear and free. They just push across. So again, very nice play. I think for Mad Balls, they have the slightly better position here, and it looks like they're not willing to just give up this area for free either. As they send Lemon up front. Funnily enough, this is like one of Lemon's most famous areas of the map as well. Multiple insane grenades he's sent across in this location. So if you're OG, you're going to be slightly worried about those coming towards you.
And he's flexing out to that northeast side of things. Next circle popping in just a few seconds as well. We'll see where we're going to divert to. And actually, this favors the teams out on the north side and OG as well, with a really good look in on this circle with the position they've got. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Mad Bulls maybe try and push into the two buildings across the road, but for now,
Wolf, it's a third-party chance.
Especially when they're being crashed
on. Third-party chance.
From the southeast side, they make a quick decision and move up to the compounds, and now Mad Bulls have more fish to fry.
Yeah, it's a really good spot for OG now. One of the best spots, in fact.
ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದು
to be had. A little bit of smoke will have to be expended, but Wolves make a crash onto the sea side, which is going to absolutely lock down the Mad Bulls. They won't be making that cross. They'll have to get rid of the Wolves early, so the expenditure of nades is needed. This is very fortuitous for OG now.
They're having a great time on the north side. Can they get a couple of those points as well if they can steal one or two away from the fight?
Top.
Or maybe even
Zoel, maro, Zoel.
Be great news for their tally. That fight around the bubble is really important. APG losing Ziol there on the off angle, not going to be able to win that challenge, and Virtus Pro will continue to move through.
ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಈಗ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರು ಮಹಾಪ್ರಭು ಲೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಕಣೋ ಏಮೋ.
In the dust, let the blue zone do the work. The heavy lifting not necessary on their part, but Milky Way is down. I don't think they've got him in a vehicle. I think they've left him behind. Yeah, they're not going to be moving in with force.
Maro.
I mean, it's pretty telltale, that situation of just like the dichotomy between Virtus Pro as well as APG is that when Virtus Pro is rotating there, when they're taking the fights, they're taking the fights as 3 or 4 players. And every time we saw APG fighting there, it was a solo. Right, a solo trying to make a solo play, the hero play, and I think APG needs less of that. The teamwork just isn't quite there yet.
It's unfortunate. I mean, you kind of expect it to be though, right? Like this is a team of veterans for years.
Well, you have a chance, bro.
They should be playing better. All things considered.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not good.
You do expect the solo players. From the man on your screen on the right, at least.
Yeah.
Aru.
Maybe they all want a little bit of limelight, and now
you
nobody
bro.
gets it.
Why, bro? Aru.
Not very lustrous performance from APG so far. They've got GS just over the ridge line to the front. It's difficult to crest over and take shots down. You expose yourself to so many angles. If you're GS, you can't risk going too far forwards. We'll see what more they can do.
One more knock. Mad in the.
Okay, they find a knock over towards Wolves. Find a second.
Come on, OG, third party.
The Wolves crashed in. They've been okay for a while now, but now they're under a lot of pressure. And
OG, chalona, bro.
पीछे से मारो. Good one, bro. In this area of the map, good one. Thank you. Now there's one player remaining in Coops.
Mad ಒಂದು knock ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ?
They look to finish off the job. Mad Bulls at 4 players, and what a jump out coming through from Lemon.
Oh, third party. Kara moving in. They're already on this roadside. They might not have their full squad, but they're still going to be able to do damage. And the Mad Bulls have to worry now more.
I mean, they do find Poser right off the rip there.
knock ಆಗಿದಾನೆ. Yes.
Finding a little bit of damage.
ಪೀछೆ ಓವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Pick him back up off his feet. Bit of an awkward position to get into. Luckily, the vehicle's already burnt out, so won't be taking too much damage there. Slowly encroaching down towards the south side versus OG. But again, OG could pick up a lot of points off the back of this, but are struggling to find those eliminations.
Yes, he said true thing. TTL is there.
Tough time for them to do that.
ಯಾರು ಬರೋನು ಲೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ
It's been a tough time for
is to get rid of Thunder Talk on the crossing on the road, which is why they have this massive smoke train lined up. It's a great nade thrown down, but no massive value found in terms of the north. But it is DRX which is the true issue here for both teams.
At what cost? Gaya. And then he's going to sit him down back on.
ಆದ್ರೂ ಅವ್ರು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈ ಆಯ್ತಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಆದ್ರೂ TT ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ
as Revo picks up the point. DRX though, the major profit makers there. Reckon Kaya as well. Hang on a minute, they're chiming in.
GS
Wild and Zed Wolf on the flank. They've pushed them out of school up to the north with Loxy.
Bro chalana OG
they have to deal with Kara, but CEO he's able to claim a point.
Nade he's got nade
with the auto shot he pops the reload.
Good one CEO kya bhai
oh my days
CEO good one mad pusher nako
the mad bulls they're leaking.
CEO once again the big earner on the team, looking to put more points on the table. Nade down the stairs, already 2 found in a 1v4.
CEO Chief Elimination Officer Kara.
Chief Elimination Officer
he's dropping down the stairs.
Yeah,
he wants to take the fight
he's got a good one bro.
Backing off, he's giving them the slip.
Chal maar
This one pretty crazy. A DX Xavier have joined the party now. Blank, they've moved on in. You can see Levi's now up on the lineup. Got Lambor as well on the south. They need to push through this. The circle sits on these buildings. The only respite is inside.
OG, the arbiters of this. Again,
I feel at this point in time, DX.
You do want more points, and a lot of these points are just being siphoned by teams that keep rocking up towards this location. I think OG would much rather hold on to the warehouse here, it seems, rather than clearing out this position.
He's got good one, bro.
That's Loxy.
Good one.
That's a very long-range shot coming through from Loxy there. But a good pickup from OG. They will steal away that elimination, which is what we were looking for.
The DX in that.
CEO on the top floor.
Oh, last one. CEO
in the C-suite there.
Bidala OG.
He is
zone.
The greatest of times. I mean, Mad Bulls, 2 of them. He's already dealt with 2 of them, sure, but
il 4 kills OG barbekill. Il 4 kills OG barbekill.
Normally, if you're playing as 4 against 1, you are rushing up those stairs. You're turning those corners. Maybe you accept a knock, maybe 2. But when you're playing as 2,
il
it's
4
much
kills
more
OG
cautious, which
barbekill.
means that those openings
It's good
just not going to be given in the same
76
way.
ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
So comes out into some horrid landscape,
ಕಾರದೊಂದು kill ಮಾಡ್ದ
away from the headshot hills into the hills.
पीछे आ रहा है भाई ULF आ रहा है
as well. It's going to be difficult to play. I think Regnum Kaya actually
sorry
gets very lucky on this one.
Heman Gaming 18 hi hey ಯಾಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ತಿಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ
and a lot of other teams are going to be in danger just purely because the amount of
caution
that's needed whilst rotating into the circle is very high. You see that absolutely no team wants to play in the center of the map right now, and it makes massive sense why.
It's coming through from Levi's to try and get a hurry up on that fight because they need to leave as well. Alpha 7 trying to crest the ridge line.
push.
But he wasn't
bro,
quite
last alive hai bhai.
Unfortunately,
2 kill bhi aate tumko. Last alive hai.
Descend from the high ground as well. He's an outpost for Regnum Kaya. They aren't going to be able to pick him back up. That's Regnum Kaya down to 1 player. Try to extract value from this game and spread themselves too thin. R8 as well, moving into the hills. Alpha 7, that dash, everything is popping off now. The Mad Bulls of the south are suffering from the blue zone. Revo looks for Marth as he sends over the back of the buggy, hops straight back into the front seat, tries to get away.
There's
private or public
private account gotiya. Private illa irodu option iralla kano.
Concerned about that push from Marth there. I think he's getting a little bit too big for his boots. As APG also will chime in over towards R8 as they attempted to disengage away from Alpha 7. And I do think Alpha 7 is the big story here right now. The fact they were able to dismount DRX from that top side, DRX opts to head down towards school.
Trade,
yes,
good trade.
And they do want it.
Bye. Bidu bro,
maintain control on the north side. GK takes a knock from OG as we head over towards placement point territory.
Top maro bhai, geek ko marna.
Did GK take down Ulf in the middle of all of that? I think they might have done. That's where Ulf was sitting. GK have 5 elims.
Good one. ಆ ಕಡೆ push ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ.
That's an interesting
bro ಬೇಡವಾಗಿತ್ತು ಬೇಡ ಆರು no ಆರು bro no
players alive. OG on the south edge now have to make a move.
6 p.m. no matches.
They've been held fairly strong in that center area, but they're right on the edge now, and they need to get across somehow. They need to figure their path.
DRX
it's 5 eliminations to make from OG. They made themselves known over towards GK as well.
They have a chance. OG 72
that full flush over towards them, so they know where they're coming from, and they are coming out from a small lip on the hillside into open area. APG still going strong with Doc and top though. This dynamic duo from the team. You're the only two players that actually respect one another.
So it would seem at the moment anyway, but they are right up to the edge of the zone now. Nobody playing in the middle because nobody can.
Bro, you have a chance, bro. Why, bro?
Sentence to move out into the open. Alpha 7, probably the team with maybe the best shot taking this one. Them and OG, the two teams that are going to have a good time. I'm sort of counting GK out. Despite the fact that they did roll up to Ulf and win a clean 4v4.
Yeah, I think the difficulty for OG right now is that although they play this game pretty well, it's coming out from that lip that's very difficult, right? You are going out to open ground, so you know OG could play this game really well and make a quick maneuver, but that's the only thing I do worry about for them at this point in time. DRX continues to send outposts forward. Revo goes down, so that's going to delay Alpha 7 quite a little bit.
Beat Gaia,
in from Hyunbin.
Good one, bro.
Well. This is nasty stuff. That ridge line.
Risky idralli.
AKOP having to reposition. He knows he has to get in because those reses have to be happening fast now. 2 seconds, the zone's closing. They don't have the time to be picking up their teammates here. One of them's already fallen down. AKOP, I mean, committing to this res, I just don't think it's going to happen. WizGod, you have to give it up, brother.
Yeah, again, like I was saying, this is such a horrible role
bro,
for OG. You really can't make it happen very well. And I think the fact they held out in this position for so long is already quite admirable. But yeah, as soon as you have to leave from this spot, it's just death.
What are you doing?
Yeah, they transition there, just not possible.
Away
from that area, and Geeke actually
command now.
Ragnarok out into the open. One of the very few teams that were in a position to maybe even allow that. The Serpentine in the rest of them as well as they make that crossing. Hyunbin doesn't quite manage to flip it. OG looking to piece themselves back together. There's still one more dash in them, but they are trapped now under the watchful eyes of Obscure. The rest of Alpha 7, Geeke, everybody's going to be looking this way.
Still a 4th place. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. You get far into the game of this one. Some placement points for troubles. I think they're able to pick up a couple of eliminations here and there over on the south side of the map. DRX trapped on the silver side. And this is what I'm talking about. The fact that Geeke's got here, I don't know how it's possible. OG's taken no shots their way. Understandably so, because they are struggling themselves at the moment. But yeah, you could. I don't think you can count. I don't think you can count Geeke out on this game. I think they had a pretty decent transition from where they were on the western side.
What a zone.
Blue just stopped short of OG, of WizGod and AKOP. It is going to be those little underhand lobs though coming through Alpha 7, which will be treacherous for Geeke in the coming moments.
On that south side. Let's see what they've got here. DRX as well. They don't have any nades, which is pretty important here. Means Geeke are a little bit safer. Alpha 7.
Splash damage. Good one. Geeke. Push
forwards. Nade over to Obscure. That is a big pickup. Geeke, they've taken down Ulf already this match.
You have a chance, bro.
Ragnarok potentially moving into danger there as Rio spots him. And it will be
Don't
faded away from.
The health bar
is getting a little bit pink.
Knock.
For the time being, the reposition is good. Better. Carrillo able to land it, tracks the movement well, but then there they go. OG standing up and they spot Nerza. They go for the flush immediately and hit the deck once more, but they will pay the ultimate price for it. Maybe another point earned, but 4th place for Elims will be where they find themselves drawn to a close on the game. DRX moving into position as well.
DRX
Hyunbin. Alpha 7. Rizal going down. Carrillo ever vigilant, finds Hyunbin, but over the top for Geeke. They look for more into the fold. They go with Alpha 7 down to 1. The flank out from Soezy looks for a shot on the sidelines. It's not going to connect, and it's Geeke with 2 versus 1 from Alpha 7, and they shut it all down. Geeke from the bottom of the tables. Finally, a breath of life.
And now they don't look so bad anymore. I think the main positive here is that they're kind of like an out on par with APG and E-Arena. So it's I said at the beginning of the game that they were massively lagging behind everyone else, but you know, at least they can, if they end Gauntlet in top 7, it would be insane. But if they end top 7 out of it, at least they can say that they weren't the worst team by a mile.
Alpha.
I mean, this is really monumental, not just for their points tallies, but for confidence, right? It's like they can do it. We are able. We have that possibility. Alpha 7 denied as well. That was unfortunate. Felt like it kind of got away from them there. Not quite able to close down that high ground. But Geek with a miraculous turnaround in the open field. A crash, a full 4v4 against Ulf, who we saw have that performance in that last game, and they were able to win it out. They transitioned into the open field when we thought it was impossible. But my goodness, what a close down.
4 and 5 finishes.
Yeah, very well done. Let's see what the desk had to say about that game.
4, I think 4 events. Like that. Guys, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನೋಡುವ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಈ ಬ್ರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ರಾಕಿ ಬ್ರೋ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ರಾಕಿ ಬ್ರೋ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳು ಬ್ರೋ ನೋಡೋಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬಿಗ್ಸ್ 2025 ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ನೋಡುವ ಇದೆ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 20 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು 15 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು
EK get the chicken dinner all the way from the bottom of the leaderboards. We're talking about how those teams at the bottom needed a chicken right here, right now, Max. The question is this just too little, too late?
Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. I think this is the light at the end of the tunnel here coming out from GK. A win when they desperately needed it and they finally secure it. And you know what? The plays here were so aggressive, so confident from GK. Looking like a completely different squad they've shown compared to what we saw in the first.
What? ಏನು ನೋಡುವ suggest something recap ತರ or something ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ some souls Chris or yes bro yes ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಸೋಲ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಫೀಡಲ್ಲಿ ಗೈಸ್ 6 ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತೆ ಬೇಗ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಲೈಕ್ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಡಿ 18 ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿದೇನು ಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಏನಾರು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡುವ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಲಿಖಿತ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಲೈನ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಇವ್ರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದು ಯಾರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಟ್ವಿಟರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಎಸ್ ಟ್ವಿಟರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡಾಗ್ಸ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಅವರದ್ದು ನ್ಯೂ ಲೈನ್ ಅಪ್ ಎತ್ಕೋತಿರೋದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ನ್ಯೂ ಲೈನ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡಾಗ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಓಜಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕನ್ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ಗುರು ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕನ್ ಡಿನ್ನರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಥ್ರಿಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಾಕಾದಾಗ ಥ್ರಿಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಏನು ನೋಡುವ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಯಾರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ರೀಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಗುರು
हाँ 15 मिनट बाद मार्केट में बैठोगे तो लॉस होने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता देखो हर जगह
कम लेट्स सी ಬೇರೆ ಬಾರಿ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡುವ ಬನ್ನಿ ಬ್ರೋಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಗ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಕಮ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ವೈ 360 ಬ್ರೋ Genesis scary Jord ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಗॉड लाइक स्पोर्ट्स की 2000
ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಲೈನಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ 50-50 ಅಂತಿದ್ದ ಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಜೋಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಜೋಡಿ. ಹೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಹೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಯ್ತಾನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಾನು ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಂಪ್ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್, ಇನ್ನಿಬ್ರು 50-50 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ಕೇರಿ ಜೋಡ್ ಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಹಂಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ? ಹಂಟರ್ ಜ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಜ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಹಂಟರ್. ಓಕೆ ವೈಪರ್
चौबीस की कहानी तो अपनी कुर्सी की पेटी बांध ले। बीजीएमआई के गॉड्स और भारत की सर्वश्रेष्ठ टीम ई फुटबॉल और फीफा के किंग्स and the one and only the Majesty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FSN Season 2 Championship in the India region. We got Vitality and Godlike, the never-ending rivalry between these two teams. Does he spot him right now? Tech. Oh, man. The timing! Lurd manages to get the kill. Godlike now has match point. They are closer to victory. Bomb is about to get planted. Lurd with the 2 Bs with the help of Abyss. They win that round. It's 7-6. Godlike, can they finally win it here and be the champions of FSN Championship Season 2? Prevail finds 1, seeds 2. Monbro, last guy standing. He's got the time. He's gonna win it for Godlike. They defend the title as the Kings of India. 8-6. Godlike will be your FSN Championship Season 2 winners, taking the prize pool and beating down their rivals, Team Vitality, who will remain undefeated.
Everyone from Godlike is starting to fall. They don't have the time, they don't have the numbers, they do not have the facilities to win this game. X-Rock.
I would say that we were not disciplined enough this year, and Chinese teams are really strong. We knew this, but today was not our day and we should have worked hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Snapdragon Pro Series Call of Duty Mobile India Challenge Final.
And वो जो स्कोर लाइन है जो एक समय के लिए एक्सेलरेट के फेवर में थी, अब वो नहीं है। डाउन करते हुए नजर आएंगे, लेकिन गॉडलाइक उनको रोकने वाला अभी तक कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा है।
Who are you guys supporting between these two?
Godlike. We're friends with both the teams, but I feel Godlike, you know?
Godlike, they are very close in winning the entirety of the finals. But देखना पड़ेगा एक आखिरी खिलाड़ी survive कर रहे हैं, उनको भी down किया जाएगा. Winners of the Snapdragon Pro Series Call of Duty Mobile Challenge Season Finals.
And the dream is still on. We'll never give up. We'll learn from the Chinese teams. We'll learn from the Western teams. My name says it all, and I'll come back stronger.
Being a people person, I have found my true happiness.
ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ ಹೆಸರೇ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ 002 ಅಂದ.
Without further ado, for the grand finale for our mobile platform, it's going to be Mr. Tomboy versus Fire.
ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಟ್
should be over the line for the first time in FC history. There will be an Indian representative of the World Championships. Challenge up.
शाम का अब देखो क्या करता है ये बंदा हिंदुस्तान का जो मिट्टी का कर्ज है मैं मर के भी चुकाऊंगा तुझे मिट्टी कर दूंगा या फिर मिट्टी में मिल जाऊंगा เรียบร้อยหอยสังครับ वो करके दिखाऊंगा इंडिया से खाली हाथ नहीं जाऊंगा मैं जम के पकड़ झाड़ दूंगा तुझको मैं उखाड़ दूंगा
one step further this side made it to the final but today is all about Mr. Tomboy. He has done it. 2-0 sees Mr. Tomboy Pavan Kampeli, 25 years old from India.
I hugged my mom. I told my brother that I have won in finals in Arsenal, and we were all together. 3 members were crying before coming here, and that was amazing feeling. This is the best moment of my life.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ
Shardare Esports Organization. I think godlike.
सर्कल के अंदर ये सारे प्लेयर्स मौजूद है. रेवनेंट का पहाड़ आता बट एक्वानॉक्स देखिए जॉनथन को गेम से बाहर कर जाएंगे.
युग और मनुष्य इन दोनों के बीच जो अंतर है वो एक अध्याय है जिसे समझना अत्यंत कठिन है, पर इस अध्याय की कल्पना 10 वर्षों पहले से हुई है, जिसकी शुरुआत आरंभ है.
एक प्लेयर को पिक किया गया लेकिन 2 प्लेयर वो एक अलग फाइट ले रहे थे. जॉनसन को टेक डाउन किया जरूर है लेकिन उनको भी इनफैक्ट टेक डाउन किया गया. एडमिनो शो अभी भी चलता हुआ और एक एक करके प्लेयर्स पिक हो रहे हैं. They are the heroes. They play extreme. They are godlike. एक बढ़िया गेम जिसकी दरकार थी.
कैसे पिक ऑफ करा. स्कारल पे इतना अच्छा स्कोप लगाना जरूरी नहीं होता, बट जॉनथन विद द टीपीएस.
बट अभी ऐसा है कि हम अगेंस्ट द ऑड्स है, सारे लोग हमारे अगेंस्ट है, बट कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
पोजीशन में हो बट जॉनथन ही कैन गेट दैट मौका जरूर मिल सकता है, बट ज्यादा देर नहीं.
जॉनथन के ऊपर पूरा भार. अब देखते हैं किस प्रकार ये क्लच आएगा.
ये स्मोक किया हुआ है विजन ब्लॉक करने के लिए कि उनको शायद अंदाजा ना हो. जी नहीं, उन्हें अंदाजा था, अंदेशा था.
जॉनथन ये 1v1 उनको जीतना पड़ेगा. चलिए एक नॉक यहाँ पे निकाला गया है, T1 ही हुई है.
क्या और एक और खिलाड़ी डाउन है और अब तीसरा खिलाड़ी जॉनथन आखिरी खिलाड़ी के साथ जो ड्रीम को आए पर वो फाइट लेने के लिए जाना नहीं चाहते थे.
Whole life have a balance.
और एडमिन उनको
कमान संभालने की जरूरत। गॉड लाइक उनके 3 खिलाड़ी डाउन कर दिए गए। एडमिनो
एक और सपना जो चूर चूर होता हुआ टीम गॉड लाइक।
देखना ये कि क्या वो एक भी फिनिश यहाँ से लेकर जा सकते हैं। जवाब रहेगा नहीं।
यार ये लोग क्वालिफाई करके आ रहे हैं, तो आ जाएंगे, बट ऐसा नहीं होता। हर चीज़ को टाइम लगता है, कभी जल्दी होती है, कभी धीरे, मतलब टाइम लगता है। तभी मैं बोलता हूँ हमेशा लाइव पे या कमेंट में टीम लोग को सबर रखो।
अक्सर तूफान से पहले की शांति ये बता देती है कि तूफान आने वाला है, लेकिन कई तूफान बताकर नहीं आते।
ये हैं बुफेबाजी के वसूली प्रो, शगुन से ज्यादा वसूलने में प्रो। शाबाश। और कुछ लगवाएं?
सारा बुफे ले आया भाई। पिज्जा, सुशी। ओ भाई साहब, पर भाई
एसिडिटी इनो है ना? एसिडिटी हो इनो देख लेगा ना यार।
इतने में क्या ही मिलेगा यार।
सोना
तू ठीक तो है ना?
अरे गोल्ड ETF, ऑल यू नीड इज 200 रुपीज।
क्या हो गया
रुपीज ऑल लेस।
Gold ETF, it's Aaj ka Gold, regulated and backed by Real Gold. All you need is a Demat account.
It looks like the aggression is there और इरंगल में वापस से ये गूंज सुनाई दे सकती है डोमिनेशन की।
अपनी कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लो, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है। झुकेगा नहीं साला।
और इसी के साथ टीम आईकुसोल उनका समापन हमें देखने को मिल जाएगा हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक के द्वारा।
इस प्लेयर के हाथ में नेट खतरनाक हो जाते हैं
और देखते हैं कि क्या वो नॉक निकालते हुए नजर आएंगे। वो डिस्ट्रैक्शन उन्होंने जरूर क्रिएट किया, तो वो कम्युनिकेशन ऑन पॉइंट, वो सिनर्जी ऑन पॉइंट। और अभी के लिए हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक वो अनबीटेबल नजर आ रहे हैं।
और अभी के लिए एक अकेले इकलौते खिलाड़ी बस तरह से, लेकिन टीम ड्रैगन्स ने पूरे के पूरे उनके खिलाड़ियों को समाप्त कर बीजमा के टीम ड्रैगन्स ने पूरे के पूरे उनके खिलाड़ियों को समाप्त कर
बीजमाई के इतिहास में पहली बार जब हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक वो क्वालिफाई करने वाले हैं लैंड फाइनल्स के लिए।
द मैन, द मिथ, द मॉन्स्टर एंड हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉड लाइक।
अब तांडव होगा।
सिम्प उनके सामने बैंडेजेस लगा रहे। पहले उन्होंने जॉनसन को देख लिया, सिम्प वहां पर मौजूद नहीं, डाउन कर दिया जाएंगे। इन्फिनिटी उनका एलिमिनेशन। VXT वो एलिमिनेट हुए, पर उनके पास पूरा मौका है, वो आगे जा पाए, पर सिम्प उन्होंने इन्फर्नो को डाउन किया। एक और खिलाड़ी बहुत रणबीर वो भी डाउन कर दिए गए, आईटोन को भी डाउन करा गया।
अक्षु आए हैं, क्या अक्षु वो फाइनल फ्लैग लेंगे? क्या अक्षु फाइनल फ्लैग लेंगे? ये बहुत बड़े सवाल, पर सेम जंप शॉट आया उनके वजह से। He has done it, Sim has done it, what a player!
अब तक का सबसे बड़ा क्लच।
कैंडल ट्राइंग टू चैलेंज द सन, और ये 4 सूरज काफी ज्यादा तेज उठते हुए, लेकिन ये सूर्य का प्रकाश जो है ये ऊपर आता हुआ।
विनाश सर्वनाश से जन्मा है ये नया युग।
यही तो रीत है जगत की, हंसेगी सिर्फ एक टीम, वो 4 चेहरे और उनसे जुड़े हुए लोग, लेकिन बाकी 15 टीम्स की आंखें में तो आंसू आने तय हैं।
But the second runners up of this tournament is Hero Extreme Godlike.
it's just a normal pan thing, but everyone knows who the real king is. So I'm
मोस्ट ओवररेटेड बीजीएमआई प्लेयर कौन है?
जॉनथन है राइट नाउ।
ओवररेटेड तो मैं भी वही जॉनथन ही बोलूंगा।
सारंग एडमिनो को नाइफ करते हुए नजर आएंगे। दोनों ही खिलाड़ियों को सारंग ने नाइफ किया है।
अभी ग्रेव चौथे फ्रैग की तरफ बढ़ते नजर आ रहे हैं और 4v4
कितना दूर है? लाइव किया है।
अभी ग्रेव चौथे फ्रैग की तरफ बढ़ते नजर आ रहे हैं और 4v4
पीट ढोल पीट हाथ पाँव मार ढेर।
चलिए उन्हें नाइफ करते हुए नजर आ जाएंगे। वो फ्रैग यहाँ पर मिल चुके हैं।
एवरेज प्लेयर नाम है, लेकिन अब एवरेज परफॉर्मेंस ये आ रहा है। डीओजी प्लेयर्स हाथ में एक एम, सामने एक और खिलाड़ी, क्राउड शॉट, लेकिन यहाँ पर नाइफ किया जाएगा मैशेटे से। यहाँ पर
अब उस अकेले प्लेयर को एक साथ चार्जिंग करने के लिए खिलाड़ी संस्कारी को स्पॉट किया, बट जब तक डाउन किया रोड से निकल गए।
भाई ये भी पैन निकाल चुके हैं, दोनों खिलाड़ी साथ में पैन कर रहे हैं, बट सारंग कह रहे हैं जी नहीं इस टाइम मैं सीरियस हूँ। बट ओ माय गॉड, तीन प्लेयर्स के साथ डील आउट करना पड़ेगा, जिसमें शुरुआत तो काफी बेहतर कर दी है। 2 प्लेयर्स को इनफैक्ट चलिए टेक डाउन कर दिया जाएगा। बैक एंड साइड से बेहतर कवर फायर भी देखने को मिलेगा।
पोजीशनिंग अभी तक पता नहीं है, बट जॉनथन वो आपको इमोट करते हुए दिखाई देंगे, रोर करते हुए दिखाई देंगे। इस दहाड़ के साथ हीरो एक्सट्रीम गॉडलाइक उनकी एक शानदार वापसी।
कि नहीं चलते हम वहां पे। यहाँ पर फैंस और सपोर्टर्स तो आप देख सकते हैं, एक मशहूर खिलाड़ी के फैंस और सपोर्टर्स है जो बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड है।
ये ताकत कल किसी और के पास होगी, ये ताज कल किसी और के पास होगा।
Now, they've kind of had their ups and downs over the course of this gauntlet so far, but they are in 7th place right now.
I think that when we look back on what the desk had to say, I think it's very, very clear why they chose both of these teams in 6th and 7th place, as saying they're the most interchangeable. It's purely because of the tendencies that they've brought to the table throughout the entirety of this tournament. And DRX, like you say, inconsistent. I would say Wolves is similar on that boat of inconsistent. Yes, they've put up big points here and there. A lot of those points did come through from Rondo just today. And I think that for both Wolves and DRX, it is not the similar case of R8 and Alpha 7, where both these teams are punching up those points every single game, right? There is a little bit here and there. They are consistently getting those numbers on the board. For DRX, it has felt like a bit of a struggle. For Wolves, it's felt like a bit of a struggle, right? Sometimes the pickaxe is just flinging off the rock and stone that they're trying to break through, whereas for R8 and Alpha 7,
India flag, OG India.
It's time tested. Nerves. You'd
hope
to see actually cuts across Doran. Oh my goodness me. That's got to feel pretty nasty for the Wolves. In 6th place, 91 points, more secure of the 2 volatility teams, but not losing a player that early to APG is not going to feel good. They'll have to learn to deal with it, unfortunately, because there's nothing really they can do about it.
No, and I mean, that's the 2nd time in a row now we've seen here on Erangel. The Wolves lose 1 player super early in the match. Again, though, that's silenced and a 3xM4. At that distance, a bit of a bucking Bronco in terms of a weapon. The fact that he hits those shots so cleanly is again a testament to Zol's experience in the game over the multiple years and the multiple achievements he's been able to garner. Yeah, well played, very well played. But for Wolves, that's got to stop. I mean, it's the same. It's the same rotate again. It's the same positioning over towards gas station.
Again, middle zone.
You can't. have that keep happening, especially if they want to stay in top 7.
2-2 split okay, but
next circle coming on through in a couple of seconds as well, as our teams have moved central, but it just sends all the way back to the west side. We're looking to go to a not dissimilar part of the map, but around that east edge of Potato Hill, on those divots that currently we just saw Ulf taking up one of them right around that road junction. Is going to be a major feature moving forwards of this game, and Virtus Pro probably one of the slower teams to be able to make it in there, further away than most. We'll see what they can do. DRX, they were pretty quick on the trigger here, and actually they're happy to play all the way down south on this building.
You kind of want to take both sides of this though, and I think DRX has enough time to do it in. So they're confirming on both positions, but the anchor point has been found. No players there, so DRX is like, well, sure, I guess we'll pick this up. They got OG on no. Aru trying to clear a similar area. You see Aru wrapping around the side. QXZ very close to him, but the shots aren't ringing out just yet.
Not for the time being. OG. I mean, not
I think 20 and up to 23 points ಬಂತು 23 ಬರೋದ್ರ 35 40 ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ನ
Ulf were sort of held up in this area, but they've moved on further south. Away from here, across the road, they've managed to find a little bit of a stronghold there. Sorry, not quite across the road, just a little bit short of it. A little bit further up in their next dip.
I mean, playing dip here is okay, right? It's a position to work with. It's slightly open. You will need smokes at some point, but at stage 2 of the game, absolutely fair place to play for Regnum Kaya. Gives them options going into the late game. And again, there's not a fantastical amount of insanely strong areas to play towards the center of this circle. So I think for Regnum Kaya, like, that is a good spot to be working with going forward. They just hope they don't have a Geek situation from last game where they get rolled upon and just absolutely smoked. But in the meantime, I think most teams will be waiting for stage 3 to pop on this one. It does move away from shelter, so we are towards those winding roads. GK just playing it safe on that north side. Thunder Talk coming out from Yasnaya on that early end of things. I think that has been a bit of a problem for Thunder Talk over to both today's games and maybe even yesterday. Is a little bit of a slower approach on this north side. A lot of times they stop off in South Yas for a long time. I think they're realizing it's not working anymore, so they push out much earlier across the field.
They will qualify.
I mean, the thing that we praised Thunder Talk for at the end of day 1 and towards the start of day 2 as well is that coordinated play. Their basics, their fundamentals were just better than everyone else in the lobby at that point. When you talk about team play, it seems like a few other teams have caught up, and at the moment they are flagging. So corrections now necessary for Thunder Talk. So it's good to see that they are making those adjustments, not just resting on their laurels, and moving in to try and make sure that they fully deserve their spot in the finals, which they are almost guaranteed to find here. Alpha 7 all the way out on the east still, just about skirting prison. Regnum Kaya actually making a move further up here. They don't want to stay in that dip. They want to get a little bit further down.
Yeah, I mean, being on that low ground now isn't effective. It was good as a stop-off point, and if the circle moved over towards the northeast side, fantastic. But at this point in time, you're quite close to the circle anyway. You should have had some scouting available to you, so they're just going to rotate during that time to get into a better spot here. Annoyingly for a lot of teams, that lovely compound that sits to the western hillside of Farm is cut out. So teams can't really play off the back of that one. E-Arena, though, is going to take control of Potato Hill. Regnum Kaya is going to sit just underneath it.
Silas looks for the spray towards Prestige.
DRX.
We'll give the info away. DRX staying close by as well on the entrance that we saw them being able to get to before. Nade over the top. Continue to bobble on in. Damage just ticking away on both of these teams, but no blood being spilt just yet. As Regnum Kaya seem to be solidifying now in their hold.
You get to a point here where I feel like both teams, you don't really want to fight each other all that much. I mean, there's no reason to, because DRX doesn't want to give up that position. Regnum Kaya doesn't want to give up theirs either. And both are relatively safe. Obviously, Regnum Kaya is slightly more painful to play because it's a bit more open. DRX is going to have to expend smokes, but this is definitely a case of a bit of a more neighborly love from both squads.
Certainly might be favorable. The question is, will they be able to bear that pressure? Loxy flexing out wide in the middle of the circle for Reknankaya. As Alpha 7, they drew short onto one of the entrances to shelter. OG was surrounding it before. They divert, they want to get into the circle. They will line that edge. Trying to stop Alpha 7 from going through, but they will thrust the tip of the spear. Revo moves on in now. WizGod and a Tanky have to hold strong. They're playing around the hill, around the mouth here. The nades are good. WizGod, if they spot him, Carrillo knows about it now. We'll be able to hear it, but WizGod's quick on the trigger with a pump action. A nade put into the window, though, is going to make it all harder. But Aru has to step in. And 3 players from Alpha 7 crumble in the face of the hold here from OG. Another player now sends out wide Obscure, the last for Alpha 7, and he's on the hunt. AKOP over the top has got the shotty as well as the blue zone to push Obscure out of the zone. It's only stage 3, not the hugest. AKOP though takes damage from the zone, and GS are on the north, maybe a third party.
Yeah, I mean, GS coming over towards this one, they can definitely see that there's a fight taking place right now. And with OG taking another knock on the cards, GS should be able to finish this up. Already they're sending a player out to try and survive longer inside the zone, but quickly cut off in the meantime. So they are locked in now versus GS. But it's only 2 players right now from GS that are playing this position, hoping to just hold these players out. I don't know why
chance. A7
player. Trying to send on through and actually might be able to make it now, but it will send over towards Kara and Virtus Pro as well. I don't think he's going to be able to make that one work. He sends up 2 players from Virtus Pro hop out and down. Alpha 7 fall. 5th place, 103. I mean, they're not fully secure yet, but they've still got a couple more games to play here. 6th place, 0 elims. A fight with OG that they lose there is not going to be a sweet taste on the tongue.
No, I need that's a team that hasn't quite made it yet. I mean, 103 is great, but is it super secure? No. Thundertalk up against Geeke, a fairly consistent squad wipe, but not before E-Arena starts to swing down the hill, looking over towards Thundertalk. The Gladiators do arrive. Tony K back in the hovercraft, looking to move away. As Thundertalk gets swept up. Only 2 players left now for the team. E-Arena able to profit a little bit off the back of that one with 2 points.
I think the major profit that they'll find is actually the lack of teams in their area anymore. They can move along Potato Hill, move a little bit closer towards Reknankaya and really take control of this western side of the circle. The rotation after may be a little bit trickier. With R8 to the north, with Wolves to the south, Reknankaya to the front, it's not too many options from that point onwards.
Yes, taking down OG as they attempt to make their way through. Alpha 7 really slowed them down there. And for OG, it looks like they are just ticking away. They still have 1 final player up, but it's between him, Kara, Virtus Pro, as well as GS. It's very likely that he makes his way out of the blue here.
Not looking great. This could have been their game. But OG had the drop, they had the circle on their side, but that shift back to the west has been treacherous for them. They're able to handle Alpha 7, but GS really playing spoilers to the approach on the northern edge, and GS will over towards DX. And now in the crash goes Jafar, sending straight into the middle. Immediately Parajin puts him down. No threat now, so it's a single front fight. The nade finds Amir as well, and that is a brilliant start to the hold as Levi's turns the corner, and GS are sent spinning here as they try and approach the Xavier's hold. The Xavier will criticize them for not being able to hold super strong, but maybe that's going to change. Hang on a minute. Ooh, I might have to eat my words because there's already a lot of danger being felt. 1 player gets knocked and flushed there. The Xavier losing 1, but they do stay alive.
I mean, you hold versus the push. That means a lot less players on this northeast side for you. Mad Bulls just finished an engagement and now look to push down as well. I think they must have heard this, so they are instantly trying to get players back up and healthy so they could try and capitalize off the back of an engagement that just took place. There's a player that only just got picked back up again. That's a Tanky going down to the play zone off in the distance. Nade's been sent down from Ulf as well as APG towards VP's position. It was a spot that can be played, but it's also a spot that both teams from APG as well as the likely teams are going to go for.
Oh dear, that nade, the double knock there coming through from the Mad Bulls, leaving just the 1 player now for the Xavier on the ground for third party, maybe. Shots sent in across the way. Is that R8? Is that Ulf? I'm not entirely sure, but They've already done so much work. It's just Lamborn
Last
now.
one हमको
48
DX
Xavier on the
yes.
inside. R8 are close by. Amori has moved into position on that north flank. Look at how much he wants to get stuck into this fight. Maybe take a player down. Maybe give themselves an opening because
bro, revive, bro.
I mean, R8 could have an equally similar rotate to Mad Bulls here. I think the difficulty for them is Mad Bulls really hasn't taken too much damage off the back of this. Get the res up over towards Paragin, and Mad Bulls just lets it happen. Still 3 nades to work with. 2 nade goes over towards the top window. Paragin's able to dodge that one, so it's able to get that first aid kit off, which is pretty massive for them, getting 2 players back into the fight. But Lemon, once again, so good with the nades.
Lamborn has got 2 more still to play with. Nade out through the door. Looks for the challenge. He's got to hold his nerve, though. Not go for the peek. It's Scarface, though, who spots him hopping out the window. Does not allow the exit. With 3 right towards that bubble. That's great news for the teams looking to try and chase up towards it. I feel like Regnum Kaya may be on for a bit of a mad one here if they can capitalize on the west side position. Push up with Amori, though, knocking on the door. And Mad Bulls now have another challenge.
Yeah, for R8 this is a much more difficult fight in terms of the health pools available to Mad Bulls, but already done a hell of a lot of damage. But they need to keep these nades coming so those first aid kits can't keep being applied to the players and getting them back up and healthy. This is good chip damage so far from R8. Just wondering when they're going to pull the trigger on this one. There's no more third parties in this area. It has been a constant fight for this location.
Yeah, Kara approaching to the rest of Ulf drew Scarface away, so they are now fighting on that south side, which means you're right, this is going to be a fairly clean fight. Unless that fight on the south side concludes, you can see off in the distance, then things could get a little bit more messy, but have to wait for the time being. Marth still on that off angle on the outside. Lemon knows exactly what he's playing up against. He's not really able to do too much about it right now.
Oh, ULF Scareface.
Flip, taking shots of Scarface again. God, this guy is frustrating to play against. Insanely good when it comes to those long-range shots, and even more shots going down over towards R8. He's just making sure both these teams are battered and bruised by the time they leave this building. Right now, R8 definitely has the advantage because they're playing with a 3-story at their backside as well. So if it came down to it where Mad Bulls are able to get a single knock over towards them, they can always start dodging nades in the 3-story. Loxy, though, finding some shots over towards Sakura. Murray on the sidelines finds a great shot towards Mad Bulls there, opening up the doorways for the rest of R8 to start flowing through. This isn't before Scarface once again tells Marth that you can't be stepping out on the outside.
There's a big fight happening on the west side as well, Blank, in the picture-in-picture. It's Regnum Kaya fending off the push from Arena. It looked like Regnum Kaya might have had a good time of it, but tried to lose a player or 2. Pusher on the inside here now, though, as we go into the kitchen. We're going to try and cook up a meal, but it's not going to happen. It's cold as a bone, and R8 will be taking them on down. Marth is the loss that they have to suffer, but that's Scarface is doing. In the meantime, Regnum Kaya able to survive just a little bit longer, but they need a res. They need something else to happen as the Wolves are starting to push on up and fight against DRX on their south border.
Again, this is good for the Wolves. They needed another strong game here. They couldn't keep just getting those small ones and then hope for a big game to come in the future. Getting those placement points would be very nice. They start to push over towards DRX. The lovely shot from QXZ will pin them down for the time being. An APG off in the distance as well is an ever-looming threat for the Wolves.
Managed to get themselves back up now. They could peek in here. The off angle, the outpost for DRX is their end goal. The Kites out in the open, but they've got to deal with troops first. They'll do it. They'll look for more as well. And they will find everything they're looking for. The Wolves start to fall, and they will continue to tumble. 7th place, no elims there. Not able to keep things going. For DRX, this is great news. On that 7th place bubble, they're looking to solidify themselves.
Good one, top.
They want to
top. Zoyal.
5 elims found, and they want more. And they move on in from that western edge.
Oh my god, the tracking on that was crazy. Royal Mail first class. That is some amazing shots there. The quick resets time and time again. I think Regnum Kaya didn't realize what was hitting him. I'll be calling hacks at that point, to be honest with you. But Regnum Kaya will get to play on as to
ULF.
Kara eliminated as well in the meantime on the southeast side. That was Ulf's doing. Ulf as well on that big chase for the bubble. The fact that the Wolves are down, Alpha 7 are down, gives them a little bit of hope, but there's a knock coming through both for DRX and for Ulf. Rectum Kaya have managed to move in, but they're playing two solos right now with Loxy and Zed still alive on the northwest side. DRX really now penned in. Kaise can't do a thing about it.
Charge. I think for DRX, they are going to struggle to get out from this position.
The healing
saving grace is that Zhou basically has no ammo because he's been shooting everyone in the lobby right now. We'll push a little further up here to get some information off the back of it. Doc will pick a player out the back of the buggy, immediately steps back down again. Again, this is where I want to see Doc respect this angle a little bit more. Needs to potentially leave. This could be a decent Molotov. There's no smoke blocking the window either, so he has a clear sightline towards it.
DRX on slivers of HP.
Bro.
And Hyunbin goes down to Reefus. APG. It's been engaged the lobby now. Two players for DRX, and it's only the one on this outpost. Remember, they've still got that central player. Deadwolf did get knocked and flushed there, leaving just Loxy for Regnum Kaya on that north side. There's that knock over towards DRX. They're not getting him back up. The question is points. 5 teams remain now, Blank. What can teams extract from here? Loxy in the picture-in-picture, fighting for his life against Amori. One of the 2 players remaining for R8.
Again, for APG there, Doc gets shot at by Eren on that angle. Where was the comms across the top in which how he should have rotated back towards the team? Doc knew the angle was available. I just don't think Top was told about it, because otherwise there's no way he would have made that aggressive push back that way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I couldn't give you the specifics, but it's just frustrating to watch that. I mean, we just talked about it. But now APG down to just 3 players. But that's been a while. We've seen them in a top 4 here. Could go a little bit further beyond, but it is Ulf who's controlling the hillside along with the shack. Ulf looking to jump up the tables.
They've got 12 elims already, Blank, this match. They're trying to convert off a really strong Rondo as well. Get themselves up into that top 7. I think they'll be able to do it off this match. The question is how far and how secure will they feel? Moving in to the later parts of the day, we're going to be getting across the halfway line of the day after this match. So going into the final 3, it's got to feel good being in the top 7. But that buffer, building more and more on top of it. That's what teams are looking to do now. DRX, their last player, Prestige bearing down upon him. Mori keeping his head down. I feel bad for DRX.
I mean, for R8 as well, even if they get 3rd place here, it's not a huge amount of eliminations, but that should see them safe. Eren finding Reefus, 13 elims on the game, another massive match for them. Up to top 3 for R8, it certainly sees them making it through here in the top 7, I would say, at this point in time. And now Ulf looks to readdress the circle. If R8 still slinging on both sides here, and Murray and Prestige playing both corners.
They regroup though. An immediate send back in. No, hang on a minute. They're diverting once more. They can't make up their minds. I mean, they're just getting that scouting info. They know nobody's pushing north just yet. APG and Ulf holding each other in a stalemate on this big flat plateau that sits in the middle. The nade is good from Amori, and that catches Yol. Alpha Gaming getting rid of that roadblock for Ulf might actually allow them to push across more effectively. R8 may have just unwittingly spelled their own demise.
But you take a 2nd place though. Let's see how far they can go off the back of it. But again, they control the entirety of the northern edge. Eren picks up another for his troubles and now sees Doc as well. That's 15 elims. They can just clear out the last 2 players from R8. It will be a 27-point game, which will shoot them soaring towards the top of the tables here, John.
They'll be over that 100-point mark if they're able to do it, Blank, I think. Very, very close. It might just be short, but that is an incredible resurgence for Ulf in the 2 big games that they've had today. And it just goes to show you how close these tables have always been. I
think the best thing about it is just watching Ulf play their game, right? Eren with these great angles that he's got towards players and taking one-on-one fights with some of the best players in the squad. And Scarface on those incredibly long angles, causing casualties towards teams that might have assaulted them later in the game. It's just nice to see Ulf finding their rhythm.
Absolutely. And that 2nd Turkish team being in the top 7. would be quite an impressive feat. Bit disappointing to not see Regnum Kaya up there with them.
A good one, bro.
With a lackluster performance so far, they weren't able to convert on this game, but there's an answer. Amori doesn't want them to go any further, draws a line in the sand, but he has to pull it back as the warpath is being driven right now. Aaron
bro, what is
this? Slinging them around the hilltops, but he's going to be pulled out the side. Ketch still sending off across the way, and now they've left themselves in a 1v2 blank. Ketch has it all to do. He's got 2 nades. He's going to have to try and make them work. Not quite reaching the tree there. Amori low on the HP and prestige, and Amori with a big chance for RA.
A massive ego challenge in the vehicle made little to no sense at the time. After Scarface went down, they could have played this out a little bit slower. No utility on the side of R8 right now, other than one stun grenade. But for one player, that might just be enough. R8 continues to take momentum here, picking up strong positions. Molotov towards the tree, not allowing Murray to get too close just yet, but just behind it, he's clear and free. Stun grenade goes out towards Kedge. Blast right in his face, and that's going to delay him. He just has to go blind on this one.
He's got 1 nade, but he's not going to have any time to play around with it. And that is R8 taking home the chicken dinner against all the odds there. What a find coming through from R8. Ulf looked like they had that in the bag. They were on a tear. They had the numbers, but they hop into that convertible, and they got too big for their boots, Blank.
I don't know what that was. I mean, there's some giant's feet on those boots because they weren't fitting. That's all. I don't know what Ulf was thinking in that scenario. I mean, that does get them a lot of points, but it's not the 27-point game they were going for. They lost out on 2 elims as well off the back of that. So it's even worse for wear. For R8, though, a game that would see them sort of safe now sees them very safe.
They are going to feel pretty good about that one. A 6-point swing on the reverse side. What we were expecting, that 27, down now towards that 21 point, which is not a small game by any stretch of the imagination. Still, it's got to feel a little bit galling coming through from Ulf. They were not able to find it. In the end, it was R8 to sneak it away right from under their noses.
Let's take a break. Break ले लो, break ले लो. पोस्ट शेयर किया भाई और लाइक नहीं.
Victory! That's right! I win!
வேற ஒரு கிலோ டன் நினைக்கிறேன் இல்லையா 118 மோக்கோ
வாங்க மோக்கோ எடுத்துறோம் மோக்கோ 82 டேய் வாங்க ஏய் அந்த சைடு இல்ல இல்ல மூவ் ஆன் டச் பண்ணு நோரு ராஜலா ஒரு டவுன் ஒரு டவுன் லாஸ்ட் இங்க தான் ரெண்டு பேரும் கீழ குதிக்கறாங்க வா லாஸ்ட் ஒருத்தன் அவ்வளவு ஒரே ஒருத்தன் லெஃப்ட்ல எங்க ப்ரோ அந்த சைடு ப்ரோ 4 ஏறானா ஏறாங்க गाइस ரெடி டவுன்
मिड से 3 नॉक। ಗೈಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಬನ್ನಿ ಮೈಕ್ ಇಬ್ರೋದು ನೋಡುವ 81 views good bro. ब्रो ये क्या है 40 subs last 10 subs to go. Boys come let's see. Next number pick up bro. Okay bro live not हो रहेंगे उनका नाटे मजे run सकते हैं बॉडी लेवल ड्रॉप फ्लैश enemy.
Help me!
Ashta. Okay. Let's see how Obito bro 151 views, good one bro. Wow, what a shot bro Obito. गया ओ गया
Need equipment.
Right shot. Half enemy. Identity team बोलते हैं ये drop करना above करना. आज तक साकाता बोलते हैं मतलब. ಇಲ್ಲಿ TSG player ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಭಯ TSG player TSG ಕ್ರಿಶ್ ಚಾನಾ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ರೌಂಡರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ or what एको ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದು ಓಕೆ
need equipment.
बताना गुड वन Next.
Still on cooldown.
Push. Very good. Guard it down, direct push.
Skill on cooldown. Need equipment.
Black freezer order.
Take down.
Help me.
Team wipe.
Oh, sick.
Takedown spree.
Enemy spot.
Push. Yeah, 14 kills. Landed.
Triple takedown.
Gaya.
Team wipeout.
Help.
Head there.
Enemy spotted.
ಇಟ್ಲ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. One shot low. Oh, ಬಬ್ಲಿಗೆ ಫೈವ್. Gaya.
Team wipeout.
To be okay.
Good amount of eliminations just this last match.
Guys, welcome back. Oh my god. Guys, ಬೇಗ 10 ಸಬ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬಿಡಿ. ಮೈಕಿ ಬ್ರೋಗೆ 50 ಸಬ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ನಂದು ಯಾವತ್ತು 1.20k ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. 8 ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇದೆ. ಸಾರಿ 9 o'clock ಈಗ. ಇದೊಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಪ್ ದ ಲೈವ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಲೈವ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. For watching. Okay. Hey Mikey bro, hi. ಬ್ರೋ ಈಗಿನ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಂದ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಗೇನು ನೋಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 5 minutes ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಬ್ರೋಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಿಂದೆ ಇದೆ. Guys, in 10 subs Mikey ಬ್ರೋಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೋಗಿ ಬೇಗ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಲೈವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಗಾಯ್ಸ್, ನನ್ನ ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಕಿ ಬ್ರೋ ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಂಡೇ. ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಮ್ಯಾಚು?
What has he been able to provide to the team since he joined?
Well, here for the grand finals, in my opinion, right? Now, that strategy might work in some earlier tournaments, right? This is the grand finals, though.
Highlights is going on. I think break ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. 3 match ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, 3 match break. ಗೈಸ್, ಕಾಫಿ ಟೀ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಫ್ರೀ ಫೈರ್ ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟು ನಡೆಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಬಿಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಜೊತೆ. ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕ. Where's break?
And Wolves work in some earlier tournaments, right? This is the grand finals though, and
break.
Wolves just
the rest of these teams are playing. They were like 2 points, 3 points away from top 7 now, but as you just said, they're now 13 points away. So the rest of the lobby is not going to wait for them.
yeah, I mean, you don't want to be that team in 8th place, guys, right? But, you know, 7th place gets you to the grand finals. By the way, right, we also got a pretty huge prize pool here for the gauntlet, right? 7th place is going to net you a good old-fashioned $53,000 and that ticket to the grand finals. And 8th place nets you 6, right? So good little pretty much almost $50,000 difference there, you know? So, that is the worst position to be in, and I'm telling you, you do not want this to be close towards the end. And also, Wolves here, Maxman. Time to wake up, right? It's time to wake up here now.
Of course you would say that, Hodge. Of course you would be the one, please. Hodge, please. Wolves make it to the finals.
Don't tease me with that, Rondo, right? Don't tease me with it, right? I was so excited that 0-point game, 1-point game right after, right? I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be happy with 7 points from them on this one, right? Put something up.
I mean, they're on the cusp right now. I mean, looking at the leaderboards currently on my screen, I'm seeing Wolves. They have 92 points. Above them, DRX 93. Right above that is 98 points from Ulf. They're currently on a bit of a momentum kind of build up towards the second half of today. If they can keep it going, it's going to be hard to deny that position away from them in top 7. So yeah, I think it's Wolves now. It's down to them. DRX, maybe also Alpha 7. Maybe Ulf if they start slowing down for the second half of today. It's tough, man. The competition just above them, Niptra, is going to be crazy. We know with this roster, Wolves have that potential. But can they deal with this kind of pressure? They weather the storm going into these next 3 matches? I don't know, because Miramar, they can be a little bit topsy-turvy. But that's going to be the 2 battlegrounds that they need to perform on if they want to make it in the finals.
It's going to be so difficult to tell, really. I mean, they've been playing okay, but then they just get taken out on rotation. Doran needs to stop going out so early. I think maybe what they need to be doing, maybe the mistake they've been playing so far is like playing a little bit too split, because often we see the players go out 1 by 1 on those rotations and stuff. So I am kind of wondering if it's like a little bit of they're just playing a little bit too split. You know, typically they want to split in the end game. That's perfectly fine. Go for it. That's a great play. But maybe they're starting that just a little too early. Maybe less control in the mid game and then just go for it in the end game.
You know what? Another team I want to try and see a little bit more from Hot Chicks before we send it to this game is Virtus Pro. Generally, here this game, that's such a good entry point, and they send it to Ulf and they get completely humiliated, to be brutally honest on that one. It was not even a fight. It was so one-sided in favor of Ulf. The Virtus Pro, for me, just does not look like the team we witnessed in game one on that Rondo match. Virtus Pro has been falling from grace. It is time to do a comeback, Virtus Pro, because otherwise the finals are just going to be slipping right through their fingers. They need to do something this next game. Erangel, it is your time to perform.
Hey, only 3 matches left to go. This is the last Erangel of the day. Regnum Kari and Virtus Pro are 19 points behind. Chicken dinner right here, right now. Let's see it.
Hey, they're looking for a chicken dinner. Now's the time to do it, you're right. If you want to jump up to the top 7, make sure that you've got that direct ticket to the grand final stage. Then it is all about getting these points in here and now, because the number of slots available is ever dwindling.
Not many left remaining now for teams to pick up and grab as we head further and further towards the end of the gauntlet. We're starting on a Eastern playing path with this one, getting players that drop down towards Sosnovka out nice and early. So Kike as well as APG being able to take advantage of this one. Whereas teams that might drop over towards Primos, very peer, could get a decent start off the back of it. We'll wait for the circle to pop, but it will be our final angle of the day. And it is going to be GS dropping on top of APG. APG with a good start though with the knife, straight over towards GS.
Between the shoulder blades on that one. We're going to reload the VSS there. It's the only weapon you got. It's what you got to use. Jafar with the pan as well. But in the corner, the weaponry superior for APG. It's all up to Jafar to see what he could do. And he is quite far away from the rest of the team. He's got the M4, sure, but he's also got 4 players from APG to deal with. The question is, can he connect or does he just get out of there?
Let's see
on the cams. They are leaving it up to him. A little bit of a worry that that's how the game starts. Of course, you can't get yourself back up now.
Hey, bro.
Hunt Jafar down. I think they know vaguely the direction he's playing, but I don't think they have the full bead on him. The question is how many, or if any, can he pick up? If he can get those shots on the side angle. He's not there. Don't worry, guys.
Not the player you want to be leaving left alive here. It's Jafar. Clutch Maestro himself, but no shotgun in hand, so he's just going to dip off the back of this one. But for APG, what a start for them. This fight has been going back and forth for quite a while. For an opener like that, it is incredible.
M4 DBS.
Oh, DBS. Yes, just DBS and an F4. It's an insane loadout. Never mind.
But vest illa, guys.
I lied.
No vest though.
Vest illa. Helmet ide. Level 2 the vest illa.
Well, actually, he's got a helmet, which is perfect, right? Because APG only hits heads. So technically, this is the optimal loadout.
80. Top 7, 93, 13 points needed, bro.
Oh, for sure. That's 100% correct.
13 points difference.
3 points for APG, though. If they wanted to make a resurgence, that's a great way to start. They've managed to farm 3 points already. They would love that. They would love to have that fourth and remove that thorn from the side and not worry anymore, because you've got to think he's in the hills somewhere. He's always hiding around the next corner. It does slow you down quite a lot. And with the circle being on the mainland, out to the west side, we did see that pop during that fight.
Guys, top 7
direct grand finals fairly quickly. You've got to be worried that it's not going to go your way if you can't move fast enough.
Yeah, and even so, for APG, let's put it into context right now, they need a 15-point average at least if they want to get into top 7. And that's a conservative estimate. So that's 15 points this match, next match, and the match after that. So again,
3 matches
just to set some expectations
50 points to 60
OG and DX a lot more doable in terms of points required to be gained over the next few matches. The Western shift on the circle, though, OG has a similar rotational path what they had before. His team performance coming through from Ulf, 13th place in day 2, going into 6th here in day 3 with an unbelievable performance over just game 1 and game 3. A lot of points accrued here, and again, like I said before, getting more into the rhythm of it, which is nice to see.
Certainly is. And if you had to pick 2 Turkish teams,
this is
as I was talking about in that last match, to go through in the top 7, it's very few people, I think, around the world that would have not put Regnum Kaya as one of those 2 teams, right? They're down in 11th place. You were talking about DX Xavier and OG having maybe an outside chance here. For Regnum Kaya, it's, again, just not quite close enough. And for a championship team, for a team that has been at the top of the world before, it is a bit of a misstep. And you were talking before about the potential lack of synergy with Zedwolf.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think that they don't play terrible. It's less of a lack of synergy and, like I said, more of a lack of delegation, because I do think that Zedwolf is sort of wasted right now on the team, where they're having him play as a backstop or anchor for the squad, and I just don't think that's his play style. And there was a moment in PMSL EU where they were using a lot more of this off-angle player, someone who kind of is the crowbar for the team, breaking open a lot of these plays, and that worked extremely well. And I think you just got to trust him, because he has solo carried teams in the past. It's just I think it must be weird for him playing on a competent team, where you're still trying to figure out what's your place in the squad. And it also isn't really on the other players to decide that for him.
He's a Kara chanaga.
Kara making their way on that south side.
Wow. Chief
trying
elimination
to
officer.
keep that top spot in control. They are the top dogs of the lobby right now, and it's not looking super likely to change, although there are teams knocking down the door. However, they have done enough. They've done plenty in order to get into the top spots there. You can see that 135, there's no way they drop down below 7th place towards the end of the day here. Kara will be seen in those finals, along with Thunder and RA. They are pretty locked in. Mad Bulls, the most unlikely of the very likely teams to be seen in the finals, but at 115,
and A7 Alpha also qualified.
Ooh, Thunder Talk and Kara going at it. But in the meantime, we're going to take a little recap with 7 over on the stage.
Welcome back to a quick report with the 7WG. This time it's about RA. This squad was just pretty much able to secure their ticket into the grand finals. Earlier in the day, I was talking with Ida and I asked him, if you're in a comfortable position where you can actually hunt down a squad, are you going to do it? And he looked around and he said yes. He didn't want to specify which team it was though. So John and Blank, can we take any guesses? Maybe DRX, maybe Alpha 7? I don't know, because there's a lot of teams trying to make it to top 7 and it's very tight in that department.
Alpha 7, I think, qualified.
I mean, it is all really to play for there in terms of guesses. I mean, at the moment, I think Alpha 7 seem to be fairly safe. 103 with 3 matches to play. You expect them to be able to get 7 points over the rest of the day and could potentially stretch all the way out, getting up to that 120 mark, right? I think the volatility really sits in the 2 teams beneath them, from 6th place down to 10th, and then an outside chance of down to 12th. Below that, nah, I'm not backing it.
OG also have a chance.
No, I think for R8 targeted plays, you probably would want to target Alpha 7, right? Because they share a lot of your rotational paths. But you're also definitely correct in terms of it's a team that's hard to push out at this point in time. Right? Especially this being the last angle, we didn't see too much aggression from R8 their way. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Maybe they'll bring out something special on our next match.
Stop.
Could be a Miramar special over on the desert. Of course, we haven't seen our 2 Miramars at the end of the day, and things do change in terms of dynamics there. We'll have to wait a little bit. Kara losing 2 players in opening salvo on the match. Not ideal. OG moving past Ulf now, and Ulf, as we all know, have been on a tear today. Dangerous territory. The circle shift as well, Black. This is nasty over to the west side of Everest, over towards Hospital, and this is going to get messy over towards it. The nurses are going to have to work overtime.
Well, I mean, for RA, it's wonderful. From starting in South George to move down towards this area of the map, a really easy gameplay for them. But this is bad news for Wolves. I mean, a 3rd time in a row, sort of inexcusable at this point. Losing a player in the first 10 minutes of the game. Amori will find Igors. Yeah, it's just, it's not great. And for Wolves' prospects to get into the top 7, it's feeling like it's starting to get dashed a little bit here. Initial shots from Thunder Talk at some incredible distance.
I mean, sure, why not? Show us what you made of, show us what you got. There's a reason they are towards the top of the tables. OG, they've taken a lick on that east side. That approach to the foothills of Everest, not going to go unchallenged. And there's a lot of teams already crunched in here. It was a very, very fast rotate move here into stage 2. As the second circle pops up, Wolves diverting out to the west. Arena trying to take shots, but the beachheads just getting in the way. The reload's not quite there in time, and the Wolves draw up on the west side. A couple of buildings, difficult to leave, but they're very isolated from every other team right now.
Yeah, West Coast's not a terrible place to play for them. At the moment, gives them some options in the future, but the main thing is safety, because they want to disengage from a lot of the action on the squad. Because this was a circle where a lot of teams are going to be moving in from that eastern side, they know that playing on the very west is probably the safest place to be, because the traffic jams are going to be on that eastern edge. APG rotating from the south side. For OG, it's been difficult because they are a team that starts towards the east, and we've had a lot of western circles today.
There's been much more focused over on that part of the map. You're right. A new ground in the lobby. The areas to the south of Georgia Pole. Just peeking over towards that swamp area as well, right on the south edge. See where we end up. Mad Bulls atop the mountain right now, with all 4 of their players alive, I believe, at the top there. And they are the only team to have sent up the slopes. Everyone else playing around in the foothills.
Last player from GS. Too far. Doing his best. I mean, he's still in Sosnovka, so I don't think his best is going to be good enough. Get him towards the top side. APG cut clean. With all 4 players up. Looking over towards OG, who are leaving from Gatka to head towards the compound that sits on Everest, which is actually not a terrible spot at all for them.
This east side circle shift, though, over towards Everest. I feel like this is going to give Mad Bulls some neighbours. Virtus Pro on the move now, behind Ulf. Oh dear, that's not where you want to be drawing short. Can't part there, mate. Aragon. Have to take flight once more. Milky Way, though, spotted first. It is Solus.
74 MR.
As well, taken out, and Ulf really not giving any ground. Malloy, the only one to strike back so far.
Wow, what a nade from Iram, bro.
Against them. Ulf, a big nade over towards the top there, does actually manage to get the flush, so they've lost the player guarantee. But Malloy can't do anything about the rest of them, and Ulf stay alive. They lose Solus, but they'll keep on as 3 on the south edge.
I mean, 4 elims is great. Ulf, honestly, it does the trick, and it'll be. They just need a little bit more right on the game now. Even over the next 2 matches, they need probably like a 4 or 5 point average to see themselves safe. This is a wild rotate from the Wolves, by the way, getting over towards this eastern shack. It's not very safe whatsoever, but it is playable. It's very much a survival type maneuver, though.
Yeah, it's a get as far as you can type situation. On the west coast, they need to move up north or east or anywhere really, but the open fields to the northwest of Gatka, where we saw Ulf start to post up and win that fight just now. I mean, that's so open. It's so difficult to move there. And the arena set up to your north and the buildings up that direction. Where do you go at this point? If you're Geek, you have to take a fight. The question is which one?
Geek, it's a really horrible option of, do you swing through the fields, which as you know is going to be a ton of sight lines looking over towards the west side, or do you try and take one of these fights over towards the north? And that's sort of your option. I mean, Wolves massively cut down on their losses there by getting that early rotate in. Making this rotate now would be really quite dangerous. Defense does find Coops though on the outside. So that's 1 down for Wolves already. Good shots from Aaron over towards Geek.
I mean, they're having flashbacks to last time on the Erangel open ground where Geek rolled up on him and Ulf went crumbling. Fortunately, this time they find them at the start and they've established already that line. There are a lot more spread, a lot of different situations to unfold here. Scarface may be in danger here, but the arena actually could tag on for a third party. Make the life a little bit trickier on that southwest side. 3 teams trying to move in from that direction. There's a fight for the center as well. Kaya, DRX, gonna clash. It looks like Regnum Kaya lose their east side outpost on that one, Blank.
Good one, bro.
Yeah, a pretty good spot, to be honest. Trying to play out from this area though, down towards the south side is a little bit more difficult. Mad Bulls pretty frustrated with the way this one worked out. Their saving grace is that APG is going to be other teams looking their way.
Water spray, boy, run.
Final players from Geek are starting to fall here. Ran out of ammo, but Safg likely to go down to the blue here if he can't get a med off quick enough, and he absolutely does. And that is Geek out. And 7 elims right now for Ulf. They are going further beyond. It's great to see.
These guys, CA and C2.
Now they have E-Arena here, maybe a couple more points for them, but remember they're still playing as 3. E-Arena as 4, Tony K can't quite connect on the bumper, but will with the shotgun shutdown, and Ketch is next to go. E-Arena able to find 2. Now the last player to stand, it's Eren, the newest addition to the roster here, and Ulf need to rely on him now. But do they just want to get out of there? Try and send the way into the buggy, play the terrain. Smoke has bloomed on the off angle, but it's not going to be necessary. Plays the dips and moves on in. A solo pursuit now for the last player in Ulf.
Good one.
Yeah, it's one of those tough positions. I can't believe Jafar still in the game, but fair enough, goes down. Yeah, it's a tough spot to play in, especially if you get rocked up on like that. It's one of the few areas in the fields where you can effectively rock up and have some form of cover to work with.
Good one, bro.
Aaron slowly rocks up over towards APG, but Doc spots that out almost immediately and will find the flush on that one. So Ulf goes down, but 7 elims in pocket. What we're talking about before, 6-7. You got the 7 elims on this game. That's all you really need to continue posting up those points. Now it's a way easier scenario. It's like a 3-point average that they realistically need in the next 2 matches.
7. They're lucky to try and keep themselves in. Ulf did just leapfrog them up to 105. They haven't got any elims yet, and they're playing from South George. On the border, sure. Oh. Get out from underneath there. Doesn't need an inspection just yet. It's got his MOT already. He's out running over his teammate. Not friendly. But on the north side, they do have a difficult approach here up to the ridge lines around Hospital. They could maybe find that mound that sits there, but with Rectum Kaya on the other side, it's a bit of a silhouette that you're going to make as you try and make your way up there. For Alpha 7, that's tricky.
It's an interesting circle because there are several positions which are very dominant here, where it could hard shift over towards Hospital, Kara's compound on the west, central compound from DX Xavier. It could head over towards Everest, in which case Mad Bulls as well as APG have a good time. It could go down towards the south side, in which case London Talks compound suddenly becomes very, very strong. There's a lot of different scenarios here that can take place, which drastically change the pace of the game for any one particular team. So we'll wait and see, because I really do think it's sort of stage 5, stage 6, which is going to define how this game goes down. It's very different, that scenario we saw from OG, GK, and Alpha 7, where there really wasn't anywhere to play and it was super scrappy. But here there is some definitive spots on the map which are very playable.
So, question of who's going to be able to control them and how many teams are going to try and control them at once. In these scenarios, getting a little bit of healing on for Alpha 7 before they make their move. Rectum Kaya are a little bit happier. Next zone will come through, will really start to cut out some of those points that you talked about before, Blank. As it goes to DX Xavier in that central position. Going to be a great day for them, but can they hold off teams crashing?
Yeah, for DX Xavier, this is massively good for them. Wolves, though, teams are blasting in. It's Alpha 7 will take down 1 in Baton. There's still 2 players alive, I believe, for Wolves, and the shots are coming in thick and fast from across the way as APG tries to put up that 15-point average. But good shots coming back from Coops there will shut down at least 1 player from Alpha Gaming.
किधर से मार रहा है boy?
From the top of Everest as well, over towards Alpha 7. And this is a firing squad over towards that Alpha 7 position. I'm surprised they haven't all gone down already, to be honest, Blank. And at 104, they can't really afford to be losing out here. The number of points they've been able to earn, I don't even know if they've got any elims so far. OG, in the meantime, trying to mount the Everest approach. It's not going to go well. They're immediately turned away at the door. And APG, I don't think that they're going to miss that shot to Aru. No, indeed they don't. And up they push. That's going to be done and dusted.
Yeah, Tanky just has to send further in towards the circle, try and find somewhere to stay. And I mean, heading over towards the fielded area is probably a smart decision, considering a lot of teams aren't going to pass through that position anyway. And it's close enough to DX Xavier that he has a little bit of support from them. So it's okay, but Thundertalk continuing to take shots over towards him, trying to see if they can find those angles. Kara right now in between them and E-Arena. Just Marso here remaining for the squad. Has an ace to work with.
Bro.
Arena reluctant to go for the pushes, but they've got 2 nades cooking. Okay, Sakura's Molly able to tag him on, gets the burn down. That is going to be Kara down. But again, they've done enough. They don't need to do any more.
Top.
Chunk out some more of that prize money, which of course is a tasty treat. But it's most sights set on the finals. DRX trying to move up, control the Mad Bulls on their descent. The Mad Bulls really haven't profited from the top of Everest in the way that maybe they'd have liked to here, Blank. But they are up now 2 points on the game.
मारो मैड लेमन को मारो अच्छे से मार सकते हैं भाई वो छोड़ो सामने मारो भाई क्विज
would have struggled if not for that. But this descent, like you say, came a little bit
मैड किधर आ गए भाई
it was very unlikely for it to head all the way to the top of Everest, but a good push from Mad Bulls down the hill. This is an instantaneous retreat here. And there's
Gaya
coming
APG
through.
Sandwich ho gaya.
Oh, I think there's another flush coming on in. Alpha 7, I think, busted down to just the one player. Thunder Talk, by the way, flexed out. They've gone up the side of Everest. They want a piece of this fight. They want to try and jump up back into first place to end things out. We'll see if they're able to do it. Alpha 7 do fall. They get up to 107 total on their game. Should still be enough to keep them ticking over. We'll see what more they can do. The Wolves, who are behind, still on 2 players. Not quite close enough to be worrisome right now. Another shutdown over towards APG in the meantime, though, as DRX are starting to mount their bid for that 7th place spot. With the Wolves falling by the wayside, this is their opportunity.
You're absolutely right. This is DRX's game to get it done right and lock in another one of those positions. They're able to get a chicken dinner on this match. It's done. So they will lock in that position. Unfortunately for them, the circle moves out towards that western side, giving a lot of opportunity for more points for DXavier, another team on the chase. So we could be locking things in really early here, John. Depends how well this escape, this exit is for DRX.
आतंकी bro kill ले सकते हैं भाई.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Finally,
गया आतंकी भी गया.
Lambo to be able to pick that one up. OG eliminated in the meantime. They couldn't survive as a solo there on the roadside.
Yes.
The DRX now under heavy fire from the top of the mountain. This flex out from Thunder Talk has caused them so much trouble.
They need to play group stage, I think.
Yeah, I think for Thunder Talk, it was a very smart decision to push up the hillside here because they had a massive amount of cover to work with. Wolves right now looking to get ahead of the guys from DRX, but it's not meant to be. Is another well-placed grenade from RA will push RA even further up the tables. DRX send in, but it's just one player and he will be taken out fairly short in order. That's so easy down. Ida takes a knock.
We should be able to be res back up again. It's just now one player left on the back lines for DRX, really. There's nothing more doing.
They can.
They know he's in the hills somewhere, just the question of where. Prestige is on the hunt. He's scanning that horizon. Oh, goodness me. That is going to be a nasty situation for QXZ to find himself in. And right next to Thunder Talk 2, King is there rolling down, spots him, darts out the way. QXZ looks for the challenge, but it is going to be one out in the end by Thunder Talk. But up steps RA,
chance है भाई.
the knockback in response.
OG के
I don't think
OG match
Thunder Talk is going to be able to reclaim that player. That might be them done and dusted, actually, as they lost their downstairs partners.
Yeah, I think so. Thunder Talk, if you told me that Thunder Talk would be in 3rd place at the end of yesterday, I don't think I would have started yesterday. I don't think I would have believed you at all. But I think that it is crazy how much of a good performance RA has been able to put up.
DX match it's a chance for them.
I had a lot of hopes for RA coming into this tournament at the beginning, and it's really nice to see that they've been one of the few exceptional teams throughout every single day. Yes, Kara had like the most incredible performance on day 2, but RA has just been steady, consistent through day 1, day 2, and day 3, and it's paying off now as they catch up to Kara and maybe even pass them in this game.
Shutdown there coming through. DXavier looking to keep things under control.
4-4-1-3
with a massive elim total here. The full 14 that could potentially try and crash into the north side of this DXavier position. Only got 3 elims.
गया R8 गया. कैसे मारा भाई AKM से? मार सकते हैं भाई. Last bullet है. Hey bro. Wow. इसे मार दिया भाई DX ने.
Open arms to the elimination tally of DXavier.
Got a chicken dinner.
Chalo. Arena trying to third party, but there's nothing to third party on anymore. There's nothing being done to DXavier on this hold. Lambor's isolated, sure, but with only 2 players on in the intro, it's not going to happen.
APG.
Yeah, an incredibly speedy cleanup coming from DXavier.
Bro,
and this is
you have a
massive
chance.
news for DXavier, just on the cusp of getting in towards that top 7.
Boy, DX
This
was
could be the
7
game to overtake
nades,
both
EAF
Wolves
5,
and DRX,
APG
and getting
4.
a spot in towards those finals. Arena make their way up. For APG, Arifus, this is a case of a 2nd place for him, ideally. But even so, this is more reputation on the line as opposed to getting into the finals, I would say, for APG.
Yeah, Joker.
I think the Arena may have jumped the gun on going in for this one. I mean, the circle out to the west side, it's not unlikely that it leaves the compound on the next one. With 3 players, they could have established a baseline across the road, played some of the divots, some of the ridge lines.
What a nade from
They
DX
tried to commit
Levis.
for a third party, and now they're just going to be taken down one by one to these nades. DXAV have 12
Bro,
nades on
nade
site.
डालो भाई, nedity.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I think that for that comment about saying that Irina jumped the gun, I don't think they did. I think they went as fast as they could
It's done.
on this third
Dave's got
party.
a chicken dinner and
Problem
they, I
is
think they
the
will be
speed at
qualified.
which DXAV dealt with 4 players.
ये जोकर देख
That's
लिया.
where
Hey,
things
no
go
bro,
down.
DX
And
nedity का हो गया.
Rufus
Chill.
will just take a tumble. I mean, he had to move out from the blue. Now it's DXAV
the point here for
versus
DXAV.
1.
Yeah.
Technically, yes.
The right play, but it's not going to happen either way. An immediate shutdown as DXAvia close us out. I think they got up to 9 eliminations there, Blank. A 19-point game in such an important position. DXAvia are going to be happy, but with 2 more matches left to play, it's still not over.
Didn't go Xavier.
Not just yet, but we are getting in towards the totals where teams are getting close to locking things down. For APG, like I said, reputation's sake is on the line and they're not doing bad, all things considered. Today, it looks a lot better than it did over the last 2 days, that's for sure. For DCAV, though, fantastic stuff. DRX still battling for that top side, but that is a difficult circle to play in. DRX definitely gets given the middle right there, and it's just an easy compound to play from. So much open space around it. It's fairly easy to nade out the garage, it's not the one you hold.
And another big game from RA as well. That's now 2 in a row. They've had a big impact on Blank. They are really charging it up towards the top of those tables. Looks like they are going to have a good day and solidify themselves in. The DXAvia win, though, couldn't come at a more crucial time.
Lambo. Oh, Lamborghini. इसका नेम है Lamborghini भाई.
Ooh, couldn't have been at a more crucial time indeed, John, man. Xavier, they needed a big performance so bad here, Max, man. They end up rotating here to this building and clutching it up. I mean, wow, what a performance from Xavier.
Yeah, they stayed here since Circle 2 in this compound, and you know what? It's been pretty good for them because we had a few player stragglers at the end sending it onto their compound, meaning they can get extra loot to keep and remain proactive in these games and make sure they were part of the conversation from start to finish. So very happy with Xavier as they take that position away. And ballsy push at the end. I was hoping we could see an MG3 clutch. Hodgkins, unfortunately, didn't quite work out for Jokov. Arena, there was a bit of hope for me, but it was not time. As Lambo is up here, top performer with this team, which is great to see, especially in a draw because he was using an AKM, which normally isn't the AR meta, so it's good to see an AKM popping off in the Pmgc lobby.
Yeah, it's really nice. We want to see a little bit of that variety, right? And if you can do it, why the heck not? It's still there. It's still in the game, even though everybody uses M4s. AKs are going to be around there too. So love to see that a really even Steven elimination count from all of these players, though. Okay, except for Pathogen. But, you know, it's just really, really good 4-4-2. I mean, taking it, doing what they need to do is a really nice thing to see. So it's like, you know, it's across the board consistent gameplay, and this is exactly what they needed. I think it's exactly what we talked about, right? Going into this game of, you know, Xavier being one of those teams that's like, hey, if you want a shot at getting into that top 7, you need to win this next game, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing.
ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗತ್ತಂಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಲೀಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೂ ರಿಪರ್ಸ್ದು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ನಾನು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಅ ಲೈವ್ ಓಕೆ ಅದು ಲೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ किधर गया मेरा इंट्रो ಗಾಯ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈವ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋ ತನಕ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಲವ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತೀನಿ see you in next stream. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for supporting. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗ್ತೀನಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಿಗೋ ತನಕ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಬಾಯ್. See you soon.
साहिबा आए घर का है ना, ऐसे तो सताए ना, देखूं तुझको चैन आता है। साहिबा नींदे वींदे आए ना, रातें काटी जाए ना, तेरा ही ख्याल दिन रहन आता है। साहिबा समंदर मेरी आंखों में रह गए, हम आते आते जाना तेरी यादों में रह गए। ये पल की गवाही है, हम रातों में रह गए, जो वादे किए सारे बस बातों में रह गए। बातों बातों में ही, ख्वाबों ख्वाबों में ही मेरे करीब है तू। तेरी तलब मुझको तेरी तलब, जाना हो तू कभी रूबरू। शोर शराबा जो सीने में है मेरे, कैसे बयां मैं करूं। हाल जो मेरा है मैं किसको बताऊं। मेरे साहिबा दिल ना किराए का, थोड़ा तो संभालो ना, नाजुक है ये टूट जाता है। साहिबा नींदे वींदे आए ना, रातें काटी जाए ना, तेरा ही ख्याल दिन रहन आता है। कैसी भला शब होगी वो संग जो तेरे ढलती है। दिल को कोई ख्वाहिश नहीं, तेरी कमी खलती है। आराम ना अब आँखों को, ख्वाब भी ना बदलती है। दिल को कोई ख्वाहिश नहीं, तेरी कमी जाना खलती है। साहिबा तू ही मेरा आईना, हाथों में भी मेरे, हाँ तेरा ही नसीब आता है। साहिबा